I have been exposed, guys. I've been exposed. I'm finished. I'm done. I'm finished. Look at this video, guys. Armin Navabi exposed. I have to cut everything, guys. Where is Armin? I'm right here. Paradise Lost. I'm right here. Guys in the live chat. Guys, what do? I've been exposed. Look at this video. We're going to review this together. Do you guys have my audio, right? My audio is okay? Here it comes. Yes. Okay, guys, if you're watching this later, please make sure that you're maybe it's because you're subscribed and you didn't hit the notification bell. Why the hell did you not hit the notification bell? Okay, subscribing is not enough. Make sure you're subscribed, but also hit the notification bell so you could join me live here. Like, look, AGA is here saying the audio is great. Soha is here saying the audio is great. Yeah, and here's a whole bunch of other people here. Samar. Hello, everyone. Paradise Lost is here. Fatima is here. Yes. But guys, I've been exposed, and we're gonna show you guys how embarrassingly defeated I am here. But you guys, I'll show this guy because I'm so transparent. I'm gonna show this to you guys so you guys could see, how devastating. Look. This is Armin looks. Oh yeah, you think so? You guys like the glass? You guys like this look? Armin looks good in glasses. Is that okay? It's good for protection. This is UV anti-UV light for the screen. Looks good. Marcus saying audio is good. Yeah, there we go. Cool. Anyways, I don't need glasses for seeing anything. It's just for. Anyways, all right. Let's watch this video and see if I'm actually if I've actually been exposed and if this is embarrassing to me, or maybe it's the other way around. Maybe. Okay. I think it's the other way around, but we'll see. Or Paradise saying no, and Samara saying yep, good. Okay. Fatima saying Fatima, I don't care about you guys telling me if the glasses look good or not. Okay, Fatima is a girl, and she's saying the glasses look good, so that's all that matters. You guys could go. I don't care. Anyways, so wait, let's read the screen. Please watch Armin Navabi expose how blasphemy hurt people before this one to go. Oh, no. Oh, maybe we should do another. Okay, I'll do that other video later as well. Maybe I should do it here both at the same time. Do you guys want to do 2 videos? No. This is 22 minutes. Yeah, this is 22 minutes. So I'll just do this one for now. Maybe we'll do that other video later. Oh, I know what that other one is. Wait, where's my audio? There's no audio here. I don't have audio. Unmute. Nobody's. All right, here. He has me on double speed, so sorry about that. Muslims, since nobody's giving me a pushback on why this could. By the way, that traffic sound is not from me. I think this is from India. That's what is his background noise. It's not me. Okay. Be a bad thing. Do it. Oh, Soraya saying do it both. Okay, fine. If a Muslim was here, all right, let's actually start from here because I didn't hear anything I said. Muslims, since nobody's guys, should I do the other video first? Given that he wants me to do the other video. Soraya, look, you're here as well. You're on this screen as well. Here, let's do this one first. All right, let's continue. Especially coming from a white evangelical in the US, the sort of a person who would probably flip out if anyone else did that to the Bible. Oh, wait, what? I just found the whole thing immature and pointless, especially coming from a white evangelical in the US. Wow, probably, really? Are you sure about that, Hamed? Are you sure about that, right? He didn't flip out. There is a zero flipping out. Here's the thing. Here's actually an interesting thing. Not only did not David Wood flip out, no, zero Christians flipped out for me eating the Bible. Oh. It's not just David Wood. It was no Christians. No Christians. I got zero backlash. Oh, he cut it because I said, I think right after that, I said that I know of. That I know of, okay? May it be. Okay. Yep, you're right. I think he cut it right after it says zero Christians that I know of. And he cut the part that I said that I know of. Maybe I'm wrong about that. But yeah, you're right. Christian. You doing it to the Bible is not solidarity, it's just being a coward. Okay. Yes, yes. So I was arguing that I didn't see any Christians flipping out when I ate the Bible. Okay. Zero Christians. And he's showing me that no, Christians did flip out. Wait, I'm going to mute this because I don't know if I'm going to get a copyright strike because of the music. One, crack addicted. I don't know if this guy is a Christian, but okay, we'll accept this as a Christian. His body language illustrates he's affected with lunacy. Is this guy a Christian? How do we know? That first one was a fair point, but I don't know how do we know these are Christians? And because they flipped out because of the Bible? Oh, is this under? This is under my video. How do you know these are Christians? Oh, 1987. I know you. Are you here in the live chat? I have watched this clip. I saw you addressing the issue of attacking the wife, but you did not rip only the Quran as solidarity with David. You tore up also the Bible, which is David's holy book. So it is not solidarity with David. It is you taking Harris' challenge plus trying to make a point as an atheist. Okay, fair enough. But 1987 is not a Christian that flipped out. He was just saying that my title was not accurate. So I think, let me see, the first one. So he basically, this Muslim is trying to show that I was wrong. I said when I desecrated the Quran, many Muslims flipped out. But when I desecrated the Bible, I said zero Christians flipped out. And I think I said that I know of, right? Maybe I didn't. Maybe I think I remember saying it that I know. But then he showed the first example was you doing it. Okay, so this is a legitimate butthurt Christian. Okay, that's fair enough. This, oh, okay, this is an atheist. This is a member here. 1987 here. Look, 1987 is right here. I am not a Christian. There you go. So that's we're getting live confirmation right here that this is wrong. So he's just assuming that people are Christian. Just what the hell is this? Okay, so that's wrong. Okay, that's funny. I haven't seen this video. Okay, so this guy is definitely a Christian because he has a cross burning, saying, can you guys please leave Christians and the Bible alone? We don't do anything to ex-Muslims. We're not the ones who want to kill you or attack. We actually stand with you and feel for you against Islam. Why bring the Bible up? Actually, let me actually desecrate the Bible while reading this. Why bring the Bible? There's the Bible. Why bring the Bible into this? We are not the ones who hate you or are bothering you. I used to support and even subscribe to ex-Muslim channels, but now they are just attacking Christianity that didn't do anything to them. Christians would hate you or kill you. So I don't understand. All right, so fair enough. But hurt Christians, yes, you guys right. You're right. What's the next one? But show me more about her. So that one was about her. The first one was this one. This one is also, the first one was a clear example of a butthurt Christian. And this one was also, but there's a lot of them that he's just assuming people are Christian. This man has a mental problem. I'm sorry for him. How is this a Christian? I get these comments from atheists as well. So I don't understand. How is this a Christian? I mean, this is which video is this under? The one that I did the Quran and the Bible. I mean, we have atheists telling me that I have mental problems because I'm desecrating the Quran. So I don't know if this is. How is he confirming that? We know for sure one of them was absolutely wrong because we had the live confirmation. Tony is saying what motivates a person is what the brain thinks about it. Again, what the hell? He just putting. How is this a Christian? Why are you just offending the other people for what they believe in while you, when get offended, continue screaming at people's face? Again, how's this a Christian? And again, I think they cut it out right when I said that I know of. This is like editing, like this very dishonest editing. Man, you guys resorted to really poor measures now that the views are fading. This is not a Christian? Maybe I should put this on double speed. Islamic Defense presents. Okay, Armin Navabi, you done goofed. Okay, cool. All right, here, finally. Is the music over? Oh, shit. Here, it starts here. Oh, thank you for the timestamps. That's very helpful. Fuck, I keep doing this wrong. The timestamps are very helpful, though. Oh, let me unmute. What the music? There we go.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Islamic Defense Podcast. Today we are dealing with Mr. Armin Navabi, Armin the fan boy Navabi.
What? What brand?
Armin the fan boy Navabi.
I didn't get that. What the fuck?
With Mr. Armin Navabi.
Okay.
Armin the fan boy Navabi.
The what boy Navabi?
Anyway, so a few days ago he made a live stream where he ate the Quran and the Bible.
I'm not doing that again. I'm just gonna rip them apart, but I'm not gonna eat this. I don't think it's healthy. Oh, frat boy.
Yeah. You know, it's funny, but this moronic movement has actually gained momentum, believe it or not. You know, this movement that was started by David Wood, it's actually getting momentum.
Okay.
And I think it's quite...
so not that moronic then?
Quite sad.
Oh, sorry. I'm so sad. I'm so sorry. I made you sad.
But anyway, so I thought to myself, you know, this is too much fun.
I mean, you're having fun then. Is it sad or are you having fun?
I'm really curious as to how they justify their position of eating the Quran, for example. So...
okay, it's technically I ate the Quran and I also shat out the Quran. Okay, that's the most interesting part, because I had that moment of realization when I was sitting on the toilet and I was like, hey, wait a minute, I ate the Quran yesterday. I must be shedding Quran right now. So I don't understand, like, they keep talking about me eating the Quran. I think the bigger blasphemy was when I was shedding out the Quran.
I was curious because they don't believe...
I tweeted it live, by the way, when it was happening. I told people that I'm literally shedding out Quran right now.
In the Quran anymore. So why do they feel the need to eat?
It's not the need, you moron. It's the we want to. I don't need to, okay? I don't need to, okay? I just want to.
So why do they feel the need to eat pages of a book that they don't believe?
Why do you think? We have explained this many times, and actually you watched the video. Do you want me to re-explain? I literally have a video name. Okay, I have a video. You guys could search for it. Search Armin Navabi, why I burn the Quran. And then I have another video said, search for this, why I desecrate the Quran. I have explained this over and over and over again, and be like, oh, I don't know why are they doing this? It's a mystery. It's a mystery. They never tell us why are they doing all these meaningless things. It's why? My mind cannot comprehend. I wish they would explain at some point in great detail and going over every single opposing arguments against them. I wish they would do that so that it would be clear. I'm not going to go over the argument. I mean, we have clarified. Maybe he addressed them. Actually, I don't know.
I was fascinated by that. So I wanted to look into this.
Oh, maybe he did. Okay,
I'm going to react to some of his justification.
So he did look into it. Good. So it's not a mystery for him. So he did. He just doesn't like my justification. But what are the chances of him? Okay, here actually.
As to why he ate the Quran. And then I'll give you guys my response.
Because I did like a huge long 1 hour review, and I told you even that's not complete. I told you, like, you guys could watch my video why I desecrate the Quran, and after that you could follow it up by more reasons on the video that I said. The shorter version is why I burn the Quran. That is a short summary of why we do this kind of stuff. But also in the video, Allah is Gay. Search for Allah is Gay, Armin Navabi. I also explain why we do this there.
Right? Okay, so let's take a look.
I mean, there's no way that you have summarized all my explanations here, because this is much shorter than my explanation.
This is what he has to say.
Sure. Abdullah, this is exactly why we do it, because you guys say, because even ex-Muslims think that there's something special about these words, that they shouldn't be like, oh, nothing happens. Look, oh no, this one, I like this one, but again, nothing happens, guys. This is like, you see, like, nothing happens. Okay, this is just paper. Okay, it's nothing. Okay, nothing happens. We have to break taboos like this.
Okay, so this idiot actually thinks that burning the Quran or desecrating the Quran is somehow a taboo. Apparently,
Is it not? Is it not? Is it not? Is he gonna say that, oh, Muslims get rid of the Quran by burning it or doing stuff like that, as if that doesn't make it a reality that is considered taboo by most? Like, wait. I'm gonna, like, is he gonna say like, oh, did you know that Muslims themselves did this to the Quran, so that's why it's not a taboo, even though it is considered a taboo by most Muslims today, no matter what they used to do back then? Is he gonna deny the reality that this is considered major taboo? Like, I mean, come on, it can't be that stupid. I hope not.
no one can touch the Quran. It has never been like that in the West.
What?
Break taboo? What do you mean break taboos? There is no taboo.
It's not like that in the West. Like, they burn people. There's riots in Sweden because somebody burned the Quran. What are you talking about? It's never been like that in the West. What the hell are you talking about?
Desecrating the Quran. I mean, seriously.
And this is not about the West. This is about it being a taboo. Period. Like, why do you think that we only care about the West? First of all, it is a taboo in the West, not just by Muslims, but by a whole bunch of regressive leftists. So it is how is he denying? He's calling me an idiot by denying reality. It is a taboo. What the fuck? Do you like? What an idiotic take! It is a major taboo. Is he really going to deny that?
And people have been desecrating the Quran in the West since 2005 or even earlier than that.
That doesn't mean it's not a taboo. People have done taboo things that there still remains a taboo. Just because somebody has done it, that doesn't make it a... Oh my God, these people have such moronic takes right after they call me an idiot. I'm pretty sure I have idiotic takes, but I wish they would actually... Somebody better than these people would show it to me. Come on, guys. Really?
I mean, there's one incident in 2005 where the US government released a report where they admitted that they used Quran desecration as part of the brainwashing torture methods.
Yeah, and that, okay, first of all, that's fucked up. You shouldn't force this on anybody, okay? That's fucked up. So they use this as torture method on people, like people who didn't want to see the Quran being desecrated, and you force them to see them without the option for them to opt out of it. That is fucked up. That is wrong. That is torture, and that obviously not at all anything like what we do. Okay, so if somebody doesn't want to be exposed to content that makes them uncomfortable, and you force them to be exposed to content that makes them uncomfortable, that is immoral, and that is not just a taboo. That's a crime. That's a crime. Taboos are usually things that we say that there are people consider wrong and they shouldn't be wrong. So this is actually, he's like, oh, look, it's not a taboo. Look, these people did it. This should be a taboo. This is beyond a taboo. Taboos are like meaningless things that doesn't cause harm to anybody. And we want to break those taboos because they're harmless things that society considers evil. What you're showing us is something that is evil. This is forcing people to things that they want to be, forcing people to be exposed to things that they don't want to be exposed to. This is wrong. So not at all the same. And he's like, oh, people did this, so it's okay, I guess, in the West. No, it's not. First of all, it's not okay, and this shouldn't be okay.
Against Muslim prisoners, they admitted this.
Yeah. Okay, hold on. Ronald's saying even in the Netherlands, when I speak to neutral people about you desecrating the Quran, they even startled about it. Had to convince almost everybody about the taboo breaking thing. Like, so he's saying like even not like, so Ronald is saying that people in the Netherlands get startled by somebody desecrating the Quran. These are non-Muslims. What an idiotic take by this guy right after he calls me an idiot. Like, oh, people have done it, so it's not a taboo. What the fuck? 1987 saying they actually just used the attachment sentiment and it was used on terrorist arming, so it is the same. Yeah. Andrew saying the Guantanamo Bay nonsense was entirely wrong. All the inmates should have been shot. No! Fucking hell, Andrew. No, Andrew. Shut the fuck up, Andrew. No. Fucking hell, Andrew. What the fuck is wrong with you? Come on. What happened to due process and all that shit? Come on, Andrew. No. I do not accept this comment by Andrew. Holy shit, man, that is so dangerous a viewpoint. That's a very dangerous world ideology, Andrew. Oh my god, that is everything we've Andrew. That viewpoint is everything we fight against here, right? Like, we believe in due process. We don't believe in collective punishment. We don't believe in generalization. We don't believe in guilt based on association. Come on, Andrew. Rishi saying, yep, a Bengali. Oh, so Rishi, the way he said government gave it away from his side, he is trying his best to put on an American accent. Okay, I don't know about that. I'm not gonna judge him based on his accent and stuff like that. Where is Andrew? Andrew, no, Andrew, come on. You don't know. Not all of them. There were a lot of innocent people there. And even if they weren't innocent, they deserved to be defended. They deserve to go through due process. Even the guilty ones have the right to go through due process. And there were a whole bunch of innocent people there. Come on.
And this was done by.
You are against the death penalty? Yeah, I am against the death penalty.
The U.S. government. Then in 2011, a Christian pastor named Terry Jones burned the Quran in response to 9/11.
Yeah, and he got a major backlash for it. Right? So it's still a taboo. I think maybe this person doesn't understand the definition of what taboo means.
Then there's a documentary named America's Most Hated Family in Crisis.
Mm-hmm.
And some of the members of the infamous Westboro Baptist Church admitted that they publicly burned copies of the Quran.
Okay, so based on this definition of this guy, if somebody has done it, it's not a taboo anymore. Do we have anything that is a taboo then? He's like, oh, it's not a taboo. Look, these people have done it. So I can't think of anything that is a taboo right now, because all the things that we consider taboo, I can come up with example of peoples that have done it. So not a taboo then. Like, can you guys give me an example of a taboo? Because nothing survives this guy's test.
Quran is nothing new.
No, we didn't say it's new. We didn't say it's new. Like, again, this screenshot this and put it right under the definition of a straw man. Just put this guy's face right under the definition.
For some of these extremist groups, such as the Westboro Baptist Church. Now, there's one video by a Muslim YouTuber from Denmark named Atheist, I think his name is, who reacted to a right-wing guy named Rasmus Paludan, who basically goes around into various places and he burns the Quran, right? Because he's a right-wing zealot, and these incidents took place in 2019. Now the YouTuber sadly got bombarded with negative comments in his comment section. So if you can do show him some support. Now, there's another video of another Christian named Anne Bonhart.
He's just giving us
who
examples
was burning
of it.
the Quran from 2011. Again, you can check it out. Check out this video.
He's just giving us examples of people doing it, as if that makes it not a taboo.
This is evil, 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 garbage.
You know, if I had an American flag, I would, and I had a Quran at the same time, I would burn it at this, both of them at the same time, just to make it, just to do the whole remove, you know, the desecration thing, make it complete. I would want to do like a copy of the Quran, the American flag, my own book, the Torah, the Bible, and some of the Vedas, all at the same time. Anything like anything that somebody considers sacred, burn it all at the same time in one go. That would be amazing. That would be an amazing video.
It'll be a cold day in hell before I bow down to this crap.
Nobody bow down to the Quran. Like, that's not a thing.
I would encourage all of you out there watching who share my feelings to do something simple.
I actually encourage people not to burn the Quran. I encourage them to actually just desecrate it the way I did, because I don't want to be responsible for anyone's house burning down or something like that. Like, just do like, it's easy. Buy a cheap one. Like, again, I have beautiful Qurans that I will never desecrate. Buy a cheap one specifically for desecration. Only if it's safe for you guys.
Because we have
Again, I don't like this. This is like, oh, American flag. Like, oh my God, look at me, I'm American. Okay, like, this is like, yeah.
Make a stand right here and right now. We can't wait around 20 years We can't wait a generation for our kids to fight this war for us. This war is on us right here.
See, this lady doesn't know how to do this. Like when I did my burning of the Quran video, I knew that you can't just take an entire Quran and put like the flame to it. It's not gonna work. Look, it's not gonna work. Do you think do you not understand, lady, that the papers need oxygen? If they're all like when all the papers are like stacked like right next to each other, there's no way for the air to go in between them. It's not gonna burn. Like she just realized that this is not gonna burn, so she just gave up and now looking at the camera. You have to take a few pages out and you have to mush them, and you have to actually make them burn the few pages while there's mush them so that the air could actually go between them. Like, come on, lady. Maybe like didn't you take like a science degree or something in school?
Right now, either we make our stand right here, or it's over.
Look, the fire went out. Like the fire went out. It didn't work. Like it didn't burn. God damn it!
Burn a Quran. Put it on YouTube.
Oh, it's giving us back.
Now, Amazing Atheist, this who by the way is very famous, also made a video almost 9 years ago where he burned the Quran. Again, you can see it here.
What's the
Allah protects the book. Wait, who is this? Is this TJ? Is this the Amazing Atheist? Is that him?
big deal about
Oh my God, it's him. Look at him. He's so young. Oh my God.
burning the Quran anyway? I mean, it's the faith, values, and morals of an entire culture of people, but it can be destroyed by what is this, a 61-cent lighter? I don't know.
No, it cannot be destroyed. That's the entire point of me burning the Quran, because the content will still be there. This is just paper and ink. The Quran will survive the burning of this ink and paper. Oh, look, TJ understands how fire works, because look, air flows between the pages. That's how you burn paper.
Anyway, the point is, desecrating the Quran is nothing new. Okay, it's not taboo. People have been doing.
See, he thinks it's nothing new, so it's not taboo. Again, maybe go look up what taboo actually means. You fucking moron.
Doing it for years. Okay, it's literally getting boring at this point.
Oh,
The idea that
I fucking wish. That's the entire point, you fucking moron. That's the whole goal. That's what we're trying to do. Like, it's getting boring at this point. Please hurry up and get the memo to your fellow Muslims so that the rest of them could also consider this boring. That's the entire point of what we're trying to do.
that is more.
I mean, maybe it's boring to you, but there's a lot of your fellow Muslims that lose their mind whenever they see somebody doing like this. So when the rest of them agree with you, then maybe there's no point anymore.
Quran thinks that desecrating the Quran is somehow taboo. Is absolutely not true.
He keeps repeating the same point like 5 or 6 times. Again, if this was a live stream, I wouldn't mind him repeating the same points because it's not edited. But this is a video that he put out after, like.
Regardless, let's continue.
You could have. I think the argument that some of these Muslims have, like, oh, the Quran is so dear to us, so if you disrespect the Quran, we're gonna make sexual jokes about your wives and stuff like that, right? So these are the idiots that think like pieces of paper is comparable to actual human beings. So
This is a strawman argument, brother. Hijab.
Oh my God, he's he's the one to speak when it comes to strawman arguments. Okay, let's see. Maybe I did. Maybe he just made strawman after strawman, and now he's calling me out for a strawman argument. Let's see if I made a strawman. Maybe I did. Let's see how.
Never said desecrating the Quran is the same as insulting someone's wife.
Dude, they literally just said that it's fair for us to go after your wives because you do this to our beloved, like, Quran or Muhammad or stuff like that. Oh, maybe that's what he means. Maybe because they're comparing it to Muhammad. Is that what they're about saying?
The argument is, if you have no problem with desecrating the Quran and hurting other people's feelings, then you should also have no problem if those same people start insulting your wives or your family members to hurt your feelings.
So it's not a straw man. That's literally what we said. Wait, what the fuck? No, we saying that hurt feeling. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what we said. So you just made our point. How is this straw man, guys? Somebody help me out. Where the fuck is the straw man? So the point is that these morons think that hurt feelings for pieces of paper being desecrated, it should be the same value given to it from people saying like, hey, this is my wife. Don't speak like that about my wife, please. So the fact that you guys see getting hurt from desecrating pieces of paper, the same as hurt feelings from somebody going after your family, we're saying that is proof for us that you guys need to be desensitized because you value paper the same as you value actual human, the same way we value actual human beings. So he said, I just made a straw man. And then he went on to make exactly the point that we were trying to make. Like, oh, you guys, so you're saying like, oh, no, we're not saying that pieces of paper are the same as wives. We're saying that hurt feelings from desecrating pieces of paper, if that's okay, then hurt feelings from your wives is also okay. For us going after your wives is also okay. That's the argument. Well, you fucking moron. Our entire point is that if you idiots get the same level of hurt feelings that we do when somebody goes after our family members, then you guys need to be desensitized. I mean, at least, given the fact, like, it shouldn't be forced on you, by the way, right? Like, there should be a way for you guys to opt out. But given how a lot of Muslims go looking for this stuff anyways, it will work.
Right? The argument is about being consistent.
Yeah, being consistent. But didn't he just contradict? Didn't he just say that I'm in a straw man and then make the exact same point?
It's not about them being the same thing. Because when you have a philosophical idea, that idea has to be consistent.
Yeah, it is consistent. We care about human beings, not pieces of paper. Where's the inconsistency in that? And we think other people who care about pieces of paper the same level as they do about human beings are fucking morons. Right? There's no contradiction here. Ronald is saying he is strawmanning himself by misusing the fallacy. Yeah.
But in this case, it's not, because they're flipping out. So it doesn't matter whether someone
they're flipping out. You went after their wives and they're flipping out. Oh yeah, we went after their wives and they're flipping out. So funny. Look at these people reacting when we go after their wives and make sexual jokes about them and do Photoshop their images of their wives and keep posting it and encourage our own community to go after their family. So funny, they're flipping out. I mean, this is an Armin being exposed. This is not at all me being exposed as a garbage human being. So funny, huh? Like, this is definitely not me exposing myself. This is me exposing Armin Navabi. This is not at all showing what a big garbage of a human being I am. Look at these ex-Muslims being triggered when we go after their family. Wow, so funny.
Insulting your wife or someone insulting a religious figure, the argument is not that they're the same thing. It's that you're not being consistent in your philosophy.
So I was saying, when I desecrated the Quran, it was my Quran. I bought it with my own money, so I have the right to do whatever the fuck I want with it, including shitting on it. Yes, you do. You have that right.
That's the argument here.
Well, your argument is fucking moronic.
Now, there's absolutely...
By the way, I really like moronic as a term because I used to use the R term, and a lot of people said, like, maybe that's not a good term. I still don't understand why, but I'm fine using... I was like, but there's not something that is just sticks so good as that R word. So, but now I'm warming up to moronic because it just seems to have the punch power that the R word used to have. So it's good. It's fine. I can use moronic.
Absolutely nothing in atheism or secular humanism that says that you cannot insult someone's wife.
Yeah, and there's nothing these fucking idiots do not understand the difference between freedom of expression and moral arguments. They don't understand the limitations. When we argue when it comes to the limitations of law, it's different than when we have arguments when it comes to the limitations of what we consider ethical and not ethical, right? So like, there's nothing that tells you that you can't do it. Yeah, you can do it. You could. Yeah, you are allowed. I would not ever argue for any laws against you to go insult my family. I will never. In fact, if somebody comes up with a law and says that this guy, whoever this is, ever wants to insult my family, they should be legally penalized because of it, I would actually go and defend this guy and be like, nope. This guy is a fucking garbage of a human being for doing that, but I will defend his right for doing that. Okay, so because these people think that when I go out and say you're a garbage human being for doing that, they're like, well, I'm allowed to do it. Yeah, you're allowed to do it. I will defend your right to do it. But when I tell you that you're a garbage human being for doing it, that is me not denying your right to do it. So we're like, why are these guys opposing me? Is there's based on their standards, I should be able to do it. Yeah, guy, you fucking moron. You don't understand that that's not a contradiction.
Same way, you have a
this is people that they think that they're so smart and educated and they understand these things, but they don't have the very basic understanding of what freedom of expression means, and they get it so wrong, and they think like, oh, I'm just going to cite a couple of logical fallacies and I'm going to sound intellectual, and they're going to think like, oh my god, I got these fucking atheists. I really hope that they do actually get me at some point, because I really want, like, maybe they do, right? Because I really want to come on one of these live streams, because I'm gonna make this. I'm probably. Here's the thing. Here's what saddens me. I know I'm making mistakes, because obviously I'm very, very flawed, right? So it saddens me that they're not catching it, because I would love for one of these people to come and be like, oh my, say something, and I'm like, fuck it, they got me, guys. Yes, they're right. I was wrong. It would not be not a clickbait anymore. Like, Armin was exposed by Muslims, and it would be an actual legitimate. I would come, guys, I was wrong, and these people were right. I would be so proud to show you guys that, look, yeah, I made a mistake and these people got me, right? I'm waiting for that to happen, because I know I'm making mistakes. I'm pretty sure I'm making a shit ton of mistakes. So, like, come on, guys, step up your games and show me the mistakes I'm making, so I could actually come and admit that I made a mistake. But this is so fucking pathetic.
A right to insult my religion.
Yes.
I also have a right to insult you.
Yes,
right?
you do.
Or your family members.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. But you're a fucking garbage human beings. If you do so. But here's the thing. Show me where I said, like, what the fuck are you responding to? Show me one time telling you, any of these fucking morons, that they don't have the right to insult my family. Show me once that I have said that.
It all
they think just because we respond to them and tell them that they're fucking more like garbage human beings for doing so, they think that our response to them is us saying that they don't have a right to do it.
Falls under the category of free speech.
See, they don't understand free speech. You think your free speech has been violated if I respond to you? You think if you say something and I say, like, fuck you, like, you're fucking garbage human being and you're an immoral person for saying something like that, you think me responding to you like that means that I deny your free speech to say it? Again, these people do not understand basic free speech. They do not understand any of these things, and they come up here, pretend to be like, oh my god, exposing Armin Navabi. Guys, freedom of speech means that there shouldn't be any legal consequences to any of these speech that is protected under free speech laws. It doesn't mean that there's zero consequences. It just means there should be zero legal consequences, or any consequences from the government, including consequences like, even if, yeah, that's too much detail, but let me know if you want me to explain more.
Here, Armin is committing the fallacy of inconsistency.
Nope, it's just you don't understand free speech. It's not inconsistent.
He is being inconsistent with his application of free speech.
Dude, this is not a free speech issue. I have the right to blaspheme against your fucking moronic religion. You have the right to insult my family. That's both protected under free speech. There's no inconsistency here. I'm not saying I'm free to blaspheme against your religion and you're not free to insult my family. I'm not saying that. I've never said that. You have the absolute freedom to do that. But you go and show other people in the world that how garbage of a human being I am for blaspheming against your religion, and let's see who agrees with that. And I'll go show the world what a garbage human being you are for insulting my family and going after my family, even though they had no skin in this game. And I'll show the world how a garbage human being you are. And let's see who agrees with me and who agrees with you. Never said that you do not have the right to insult my family. Not even fucking once.
You see,
maybe understand what we're saying before you claim that we're being inconsistent.
He's fine with eating the Quran, hurting other people's feelings. However, he is not fine when those.
He's using the he's fine and he thinks we have the right to interchangeably, as if those two are the same thing. There are many things that I'm not fine with, but I think people should have the right to do it. I'm not fine with people cheating on their wives. I think that's not fine. I'm not fine with people cheating on their wives. I don't think cheating is a good thing. You shouldn't cheat on your wives or your husbands. I'm not fine with that. Okay? But should that be illegal? Hell no. I think the government should get involved with people's sex lives? Do you know how many things, the list of things that I'm not fine with, but I think should be legal, is astronomically high. If the government would make everything that I'm not fine with illegal, that would be the most hands-on government interventionist government possible. What the hell are you talking about? Here's the thing. I think I'm not fine with Islam. I am definitely not fine with Islam. Do you think I'm in favor of banning Islam? Hell fucking no. There is no way I would be in favor of any government banning Islam. I would be at the front lines of whoever is actively fighting against a government that is trying to ban Islam. I'm not fine with Islam, but I will fight against any government who tries to ban the free practice of Islam. Well, at least the part that is not criminal. You did not go crying to the police when they vilified your mother, but they did. Not only did I not go cry to the police when they made pornographic images of my mom and all that. I mean, to be fair to these guys, it wasn't them, right? But even in that case, I didn't even report them to Twitter. I just highlighted them. That's all I did. I was like, hey, look at these garbage human beings. That's all I did. They went and made a police report against me for my tweets. I never said they should even be banned from Twitter, let alone legal.
The same people insult their wives and hurt their feelings. So why is it okay for him to hurt our feelings, but it's not okay for us to hurt his feelings?
Again, you're using it's okay with having the right to interchangeably, which means that you have no fucking idea what you're talking about.
Right? Again, it's about consistency. It's not about whether they are the same thing.
It's completely consistent.
Right?
It's completely consistent.
I mean, should hurting people's feelings using free speech be allowed or not?
Yeah, it should be allowed. Again, when going back with being okay with, and should it be allowed with free speech interchangeably? You're a fucking moron.
You cannot say it's only allowed when it comes to religious people.
No, we don't say that.
Then say it's not when it comes to atheists.
No, it's allowed. It's allowed. We're just gonna highlight how a fucking horrible of a human being you are when you do it. It should be allowed,
right? Because it's as if like free speech only exists to hurt religious people, but when religious people hurt atheists using that same free speech, all of a sudden it's not allowed.
It's so amazing because in real world it's the other way around. We are the people that say that both should be allowed by free speech, right? Both should be protected in the free speech. Yeah, they're like, oh, it seemed like there's a bias against religious, and like it seemed like in free speech protects them, but not us. But in reality, what we want is for both of them to be allowed, but in reality, is your fucking religions who are protected and not us. It's you guys that when we insult your fucking moronic, I almost said the R word, moronic religions, that there are countries, even Western countries, that be like, hey, that shit is illegal. That shit is illegal. You have the religious privilege and we don't. When it comes to law, in many places, it's you. But in other countries, that's just even the best of countries, okay? But in most of the world, nothing we say is as protected as what you guys say. Think about it, how it is in Islamic countries, right? You're like, oh my God, it seemed like their speech is protected and not ours. Think about how it is actually like in the real world in Islamic countries. In Islamic countries, can you go and say shit anything some of them you can't, to be fair, but in many Islamic countries, can you go and insult religious sentiments. You can't. But can they come and say insulting things about atheists? Yes, they can. So he wants to pretend that it's unfair against them, and we don't want to even go as far as their standards, where we don't get to say things and they do. We want it to be equal. In the real world, in Islamic countries, it is us who don't get to say what we want to say, and they have the freedom to say whatever they want to say under the law, way beyond the standards of what is okay for us and what we're fine with. Under the law, there's legal limitations for people insulting the Islam, and there's no limitations for going after atheism. In fact, your very book is a hate crime against people like us. Hate speech.
And that's not consistent. So
that is consistent.
This is what Brother Hijab, I think, was trying to get at. Maybe he didn't do a. Maybe the message didn't get across, but this.
Oh, he almost said like, "Oh, do not insult Brother Hijab." He was gonna say maybe he didn't do a good job, but like, "Oh no, I'm not gonna blame Hijab for that. I'm gonna blame them." Like he was gonna say maybe he didn't. Oh no, don't blame Hijab. Blame the atheist. Oh, maybe the message didn't get across. Yeah, it's our fault. I mean, you didn't do much of a good. Both you and Muhammad Hijab do not understand freedom of expression.
This is the argument.
Maybe now they do, because I made a video called Muhammad Hijab is a fucking moron. Maybe if you had watched that, now you would understand how freedom of expression actually works.
And we're not saying that they're the same thing. Like I said, it doesn't matter whether it's.
Oh, we got a super chat. Thank you so much. Susanna is not here to tell me what the name of this currency is, but I know it's from Denmark, I think. Right. So Terrell is saying moron comes from Greek. Moros means foolish. The more you know. Thank you so much for the super chat and also the information. Thank you.
Being or you're insulting a religious figure. At the end of the day,
make a point.
A human being, whether it's a religious person or an atheist person, is being hurt. In the case of religion, more people's feelings are being hurt because more people follow religion than those that do not follow religion. Which is why the right thing to say is that neither should be allowed, which is what Islam promotes.
Neither should be allowed? Your entire book is a manifesto of hate speech against us. Your entire scripture is that. I mean, come on, man. Do not put that standard out there, because I'm not in favor of banning Islam, but it seems like you are in favor of banning Islam.
So let me put an argument, right? Premise 1. Freedom of speech allows blasphemy. Blasphemy allows hurting the feelings of religious people. Premise 3. We know religious people are human beings. Conclusion.
Oh, wow. Thank you for that information.
Therefore, freedom of speech allows hurting the feelings.
Look, this guy thinks he's being so smart. Look, like putting this in the format of a, premises and then the conclusion. He thinks like he has such limited understanding of the basic concepts he's talking about, and he thinks like he's being an intellectual. Dude, nobody said. I mean, I didn't say, at least I don't know if any morons out there said that. Freedom of speech allows, guys, by the way, look, I said like nobody said. If they were making a video out of this one, they would cut right where I said maybe other people have said it and I don't know. This is the place where they would cut, so that to make it seem like I said nobody said it without the correction that came after, and then they would play that, and then right after they would play a video that somebody actually said that, like, oh look, Armin said that nobody said this, and right after they would play a video of somebody saying that. And they wouldn't play the correction that I just said. Oh, maybe some moron said that somewhere, right? This is how they edit their videos.
Of human beings.
Yeah. So again, you fucking moron. I didn't say yes. Freedom of speech allows hurting feelings of human beings. Yes, and that's why all of them should be allowed. So
since freedom of speech,
he's just making the same argument over and over again.
Allows hurting the feelings of other human beings, then you should have no problem if Brother Hijab insult.
He's making the same point.
At the end of the day, it's still free speech.
Jesus Christ! That you already said that like 8
funny
fucking
thing is
times.
That Islam doesn't allow this. In the Quran, Allah Subhanahu wa Taala says,
"Yeah, that's why
you
fuck
who have
Islam.
faith, let not people ridicule another people. Perhaps they are better than them. Neither let women ridicule other women. Perhaps they are better than them. Do not insult each other, nor mock each other with nicknames. Wretched is the accusation, wickedness after faith, and whoever does not repent has done wrong."
So this is a Makki verse, by the way, from when Muhammad. This is like when Muhammad. I think it's from. Actually, I'm not sure. Is this like 49? Yeah, I think this is from the time when Muhammad was still in Mecca. But even I mean, this is a religion where, so they are upset with us desecrating the Quran, even though, as Soha mentions, we desecrate our own Quran. And yet they are endorsing a religion. They're like, oh, in Islam, this is not allowed. But they themselves will admit to you that Muhammad, when he conquered Mecca, he went and desecrated other people's idols. He went and broke their religious idols, right? Their religious figures, the statues. He destroyed all of them except Mother Mary's statue, because he was simping for Mary. And when he did that, and he also had forced Mecca to submit to him, or they had to accept Islam or die. So, and they say, oh, there was no blood. First of all, there was blood. So a couple of people had to die. But the reason why there was no blood is because everybody bent the knee, right? But even forgetting that part, like, he went and specifically took the pagans' idols that they were there meant there for worshiping, and he basically shattered every single one of them, except, again, the statue of Mother Mary. So you know what the difference between what Muhammad did and what we did was? You guys know? It wasn't his idols. He forced them on the people of Mecca. He forced them on this with his army and his force and the threat to violence. And he destroyed the property and the idols of other people. And they say, like, oh, this is not allowed in Islam. Motherfucker, this is Sunnah. This is Sunnah, motherfucker. Actually, it's not Sunnah, because we do not do these to other people's property. We will never, I mean, I will at least not. I don't know about you guys in live chat, but I think you guys will also never take anyone else's Quran and destroy it. That is a crime. That is a crime. I desecrate my own Quran, my property. I would never go as low as your Prophet Muhammad. I would never go as low as your Prophet Muhammad and destroy other people's property. I will only do this to things that I own, that I have the right to.
Has done wrong. You could read about this in Surah Al-Hujurat 49:11. People's feelings matter, which is why
that does.
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala brings us this ruling. However, here's the thing. Not only are Muslims not allowed to insult other Muslims, we're also not allowed to insult non-Muslims as well.
We're not allowed to insult them. We're just allowed to invade their city and force them into submission to Islam and destroy all their sacred religious items, and also punish them with death if they refuse to submit to Islam. But do not insult them. I mean, the Quran is full of insults to Christians. The Quran and the Hadith is full of insults to Christians, Muslims, comparing them to animals, to apes, to pigs, to rats, and is full. And the people like us condemns us to eternal hellfire, deserving of being tortured for eternity and punished by death in this world, just because we changed our opinions. But yeah, this religion doesn't promote insulting them because of their opinions. Sure, buddy.
There's a hadith which says, the believer does not insult the honor of others, nor curse, nor commit fahisha, nor is.
Okay, first of all, does it specifically say other Muslims or everybody, or non-Muslims?
A foul. You can read about this in Jami al-Tirmidhi 1977.
If I had quoted a hadith from any of these non-Bukhari, non-Muslim sources, they would be like, oh my God, Armin, that's not even a very authentic source. But I don't know, maybe this is Sahih though.
According to scholar Zakaria al-Ansari, backbiting about a kafir is haram if he is dhimmi, a non-Muslim living under Islamic rule, because that puts him off from accepting the jizya, which is a type of tax.
Which is a tax that they're forced to pay extra because they're not Muslim. Hey, don't insult them, but make them pay extra tax and live under submission to Muslims.
And it is going against the treaty of Dhimma, which is the agreement between non-Muslim subject and.
It's not an agreement. They're forced. They're forced. They're forced on. They either have to leave or die or convert to Islam or accept the submission.
And the Islamic State, and the words of the Prophet, peace be upon him. Whoever makes a slight comment to a dhimmi has earned hell.
Wait, what is this? What is the source? This not even. Is this even Sahih Hadith? What is this source? Hold on. Again, they are so desperate.
Backbiting about a kafir is haram if he is. According to scholar Zakaria al-Ansari, backbiting about.
Again, this is not Sahih. This is just a scholar saying something. This is not Muhammad saying anything. It's not Sahih Hadith, and it's not a Quranic verse. Again, I'm pretty sure if you look deep in Hadith, you're going to actually find some good teachings in there. But the fact that you actually had to go find something that is not Islamic scripture to quote, maybe means that you're so desperate because there's not that much in there.
About a kafir is haram.
Because if you actually rely on the Islamic scripture, you will find mostly hate.
If he is a dhimmi, a non-Muslim living under Islamic rule, because that puts him off from accepting the jizya, which is a type of tax, and it is going against.
Why didn't you say what kind of a tax it is? It's a tax that you have to pay extra for not being Muslim.
The treaty of dhimma, which is the agreement between non-Muslim subject and the Islamic State.
And you better be at least Ahlul Kitab, or if you're not Ahlul Kitab, then by a literal reading of Islamic scripture, you don't even have you can't even get that status. You either have to convert to Islam or die.
And the words of the Prophet, peace be upon him, whoever makes a slight comment to a dhimmi,
maybe that part.
Hell.
Well, okay, so that part that is the Prophet, is that part of a hadith? Because if that's part of the hadith, just cite the hadith rather than this fucking scholar.
If you read about this hadith,
so that we could see that the hadith is like Sahih or something.
In Hibban, it is Sahih. It is.
Oh, it is Sahih. Okay. Maybe. Where does it say it's Sahih?
Whoever makes a slight comment to a dhimmi has earned hell. If you read about this hadith in Ibn Hibban, it is Sahih.
Okay, Ibn Hibban, it is Sahih. Okay. I'll take that back then. This is Sahih.
It is permissible to backbite about a kafir who is a harbi. Harbi means someone who is at war with the Muslims.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not sure whether it's physical war or intellectual war, but we'll get to that. Because the Prophet ﷺ used to command Hassan to lampoon the mushrikeen, or people who used to fight the Muslim, like physically. You can read about this Sheikh Zakaria's comment on this in Asna al-Mutalib ma Hashiyati, volume number 3, page number 160. So here we can clearly see that neither a Muslim or a non-Muslim can insult one another in an Islamic state. This way, Islam protects the rights and dignity of the individual from being insulted. The blasphemy law protects the individual and the religious community from being hurt. Here, let me put this argument in logical form.
Maybe try doing that for the first time.
Premise 1. Islam does not allow blasphemy. Premise 2.
Islam blasphemes against other religions all the fucking time. What the hell are you talking about?
Blasphemy allows hurting the feelings of religious people.
Okay.
Premise 3. We know religious people are human beings. Conclusion.
Okay.
Therefore, Islam does not allow hurting the feelings of human beings.
What do you Islam does not allow the hurting feelings of human beings. What the fuck are you talking about? Islam condemns us to eternal torture. Islam condemns us to being executed because we changed our mind. Islam allows slavery. Islam allows raping women who are being captured in war as sex slaves. Does not allow the hurting of the people of feeling of other human beings. Islam, the way it talks about Christians and Jews. I mean, has this motherfucker read the hadith? I mean, do Jews and Christians not get hurt feelings when they being compared to pigs and rats in the hadith and the Quran? What the hell are you talking about, man? This guy is living in La La Land.
So this argument shows why Islam is better than atheism or secular humanism, for that matter. Islam protects people from being hurt, insulted, or being
hurt. Dude, based on Islamic law, I can't have my heads on my shoulder. I'm supposed to be beheaded because I don't agree with you, motherfuckers. Islam doesn't allow protects people from being hurt. Are you insane? Maybe you should go talk to Daniel Haraju a little bit so he could teach you a little bit more about Islam. Wait, what the fuck is this guy talking about?
Bullied or abused. Where Freedom of speech does not. This is not to say that intellectual debate or discussion is not allowed. They are allowed, as long as you're respectful. What is not allowed in Islam is blasphemy and mockery, both of which are harmful to society. So thanks, Armin. Thank you for showing us why Islam is better than secular humanism.
Sure, buddy. Thank you for exposing us that you have no idea what you're talking about and how big of a hypocrite you are. And the fact that you don't, not only you don't understand Enlightenment values, you don't understand your own religion. You don't understand Islam. Maybe at least understand your own religion before you come criticize other people's ideas. Guys, I want to do the second video, but maybe I'll do the second video later. Hold on, let me see. Yeah, this is the second video. This one is again Armin Navabi exposed. This one is going to, I think, explain to you why. There's going to show a few contradictions apparently that I made. Apparently, okay. But this one is a lot more juicier than the first one, and it's actually very, very, very interesting. So let's look forward to that one. But let me actually show you guys something. Do you guys want to hop on this call and talk to me a little bit? Any of the oh my God, Harris Sultan is here! Yay, the great Harris is here. Yeah, Harris Sultan is saying, I love how these idiots say so and so exposed. Oh my God, yeah, true. Harris, by the way, let me show you, Harris. I learned something from you, but because it gets messy, this is what I do, okay? So guys, if you want to join me live here on air, you can, no pressure on anybody, okay? But I'm only making it available to channel members, okay? Because it already gets too busy up here. So only channel members. I'm going to post a link here. So go into the community tab and look at here. So I'm going to post a here. Let me just stop sharing my screen so not everybody can see the link. So anybody who's a member, you now are able to see the link to hop on this call if you want, no pressure. But only members can see the link, okay? I learned this from, okay, now let me show you something else. Guys, look, I added a new shirt. We added a new shirt. Where is it? Where's the new shirt? Oh, okay, no worries. No, I added it on Spreadshirt. I didn't add it here. Okay, I'll add this. I'll add a new shirt here soon. Link to our shirts is in the description. This is a new one, In Good We Trust. Okay, but I'm gonna add a new shirt saying "No gods." No, not "No gods, no master," but something similar. It says, "Question everything, worship nothing." That's the new shirt. It's coming soon. Okay, I already added it to Spreadshirt. I need to add it to Amazon and Teespring. Link to our Teespring in the description. Again, members and patrons get 20% off. If you want to get your coupon code, scroll way down. You're gonna see a link to the coupon code. But also look at this, guys. We're at 173 patrons. 173 patrons, and we will reach 200 patrons. When we reach 200 patrons, we're gonna make comic strips of Hadith, Bukhari and Muslim and the Quran, the most ridiculous parts of the Hadith and the Quran. We're going to turn it into comic strips. So if you're not a patron yet, become a patron. So get us to 200 patrons so that we could do comic strips. Okay, cool beans. Let me show this one. Look at this, the nickname they have for me. These Muslims, they call me Kermit, aka Armin. So because I sound like Kermit the Frog, I think. Yeah, which is fair. I think I do sound like Kermit the Frog. So that's fair. Contradicts himself. Okay, so this is the video that I haven't yet analyzed, which I'm going to do next time. Look, guys. Look, they put my face on top of a swastika. Like they're calling me like a... They're suggesting like I'm one of those World War II naughty people. Oh, somebody actually joined. Ikram.
Yeah, that was fast, man. That was quick.
My fellow ex-Shia.
Yeah, man, we are in trouble in Pakistan. I don't know what's the problem.
Oh my God, yeah. So you're an ex-Shia. Like, are you getting this shit from, like, does it matter that if you're an actual Shia or an ex-Shia, does that matter to them?
No, sir. I mean, it's actually quite complicated. We are also neither Shia nor Sunni. We are actually a subsect of the subsect of the subsect of the subsect. Let me explain you. There's a 12 Shias, as you are aware of. In the 12
Yes.
Shias also, you have the Ismailis and the 12 Shias. Then
Wait,
within the
Ismailis are
Ismailis,
not 12er. Yeah.
yeah, they're not 12ers. I'm saying the differences. So there's a division
okay.
actually. So between the Ismailis and also the 12 Shias. So within the Ismailis also there are a couple of divisions. So we are considered as the Bohra Muslims. And among the Bohra Muslim also there is another two division when I belong to one small cult. So it is basically Shia. We also believe in Ali and all the nonsense. But we are like the subsect of the subsect of the subsect.
Right.
I
By the
know
way,
it's a little complicated.
Do you follow Harris Sultan's YouTube channel as well?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I spoke to him a couple of times. I mean, I spoke to him
Good.
a few
'Cause he-
times. So
Yeah. He's my source. Harris Sultan's YouTube channel is my source of information about. By the way, I'm going to send the StreamYard link to Harris Sultan as well. Where is he? Oh, he's right on Facebook. Yeah, but no, I know more about this stuff because of his channel. So guys, if you're not following Harris Sultan on YouTube and Twitter and everywhere
I would
else,
recommend I would recommend them to follow Harris Sultan first. I mean,
I'm sending Harris Sultan the link to StreamYard on Twitter Messenger, just in case he wants to. Just in case, no pressure, Harris, but in case he wants to come. But are you safe? Are you safe right now? Like, are you okay in Pakistan? Are you going to be okay?
no, I'm not from Pakistan. I'm from India, sir. I'm from India.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And that too, I belong to.
Yeah. Go on.
So I belong to the southern part of India, which is Hyderabad. The city is Hyderabad in Telangana state.
Would you be safe if you were in Pakistan right now?
No, I'll be dead for sure because but I can actually save myself if in case if I have to say that I'm not a Muslim anymore. So why do you want to kill me for apostasy? Because I'm not a Muslim anymore. Yeah. So when you're not a Muslim, then I can also debate on theological issues, what differences my cult follows and the mainstream Islam follows. If I can establish that difference.
Here's a question for you as an ex-Muslim in India.
Mm-hmm.
If you went and fully blasphemed against Hinduism and Islam at the same time while living in India, who would you be more which one would you be more afraid of? The Hindutva mob or the Islamic mob?
It's a tricky question, but in my state, Hyderabad, I don't think so. Hindus will be first to latch on me or to kill me. But Muslims are more dangerous here. Muslims are more susceptible to
even in India.
Kill me. Even in India, in my city. You remember there was there was one incident that happened in Tamil Nadu. He was from the Periyar group. Periyar is an atheist. And he was an atheist 100 years ago, and he made some fantastic reforms in Hinduism and within the caste system and all that. But he was an atheist basically to begin with. So there was one Muslim chap, I think his name was A. Farooq, and he made some blasphemous comment on Islam and he was killed. So there are many such instances in Kerala and Tamil Nadu where ex-Muslims are targeted. So we are more dangerous. Muslims are more dangerous than when compared to Hindus, but Hindus are also catching up. When I'm seeing how they're trolling you, so Hindus are also catching up. Very well.
Marco, by the way, Marco just sent me a €5 super chat saying, just sending you just so that you know that I love you, even though I like to tease you a lot. Thank you, Marco. Hashtag Sim for Armin. Sim for Armin in the live chat. More girls need to sim for me in the live chat. But thank you, Marco. Okay.
Armin, actually, I just want to continue this. In Gujarat, especially in Gujarat, Rajasthan, and Uttar Pradesh, which is the northern region of India, that's where I can be in serious trouble from Hindus. That's where Hinduism is more radical, especially in Gujarat. Gujarat is where you have this RSS.
But they're not getting, I mean, it's getting bad, but they're not even going to get close to the Islamic level, are they?
I don't think so. I mean, they are more reactionary. Let's be honest. I mean, we have to actually talk about it with some Hindus.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, we have to talk about it because the point is that they are becoming radical, no doubt. But it is mostly reactionary. It's we who are the Muslims are the culprit. In fact, Muslims are the one who create all these things. I mean, you're aware of Taslima Nasreen from Bangladesh. She was an atheist from Bangladesh. So she was in the same city. She was in Hyderabad. This happened around 10 years ago, where she was attacked by AIMIM, All India Majlis Ittihadul Muslimin, which is a radical Muslim organization. In the pre-partition, they killed many Hindus. In the pre-partition, one of their leader was Qasim Razvi, who migrated to Pakistan.
By the way, there's two other people waiting, but I just want to respond to this. A lot of Hindus think that the crimes against them by Muslim justifies collective blame and hatred and any reactions towards Muslim as a whole, not to the individuals responsible for those crimes, but they believe in collective retribution, which is a very dangerous way of thinking.
That's apathy. That's bad. That's actually a bad idea. It's a dangerous idea. I mean, I don't think so. It makes sense, because what do they have to do with what Babur has done, or what Mughals have done, or what the Muslim emperors, or some sporadic violence against them?
It's really hard to separate these things. Like, I think I've experienced, like, no matter how many times you explain the ideas of why collective blaming is wrong, it seems like it's such an integral part of the way they think. You know,
Absolutely.
They're not against that. That is just so hard to separate those ideas. Like, I'm gonna try to experiment with different methods to see what works. Harris Sultan sent me a $5 Australian super chat saying, "Love your work, Armin. Take someone else for me. I'm glad my business model is working for you. Thank you so much, Harris. I learned a lot from Harris. But thank you.
Yeah, I mean, there's one interesting thing that you have to understand. I mean, the narrative that is being said, you just mentioned about the people who are talking about the collective guilt, that they have to pass the buck or blame on the Muslims for all the historical atrocities committed by the Muslim emperors in the past. So the fact is that there's a specific group which is involved, and they create a kind of narrative which is very notorious. They are actually trying it on you, because I read one of the articles on Op India. I think I should send you the link. And that's where I could find out that they are trying to do the same thing what they tried with the Javed Akhtar and stuff and people.
Right.
So ex-Muslims are in target now. So they want to show you more as a Muslim. That's even more insane. That's insane.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think, if I say, like, oh my God, you're a Muslim, and I say, I feel so bad telling them, like, I'm not, because that's not the main issue with that accusation. The main issue with the accusation of calling me a Muslim is not the fact that they're getting that so wrong, that I'm not a Muslim. The main issue with that accusation is that they think that that's calling somebody a Muslim is demonizing them. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
Exactly.
to me, that's a bigger issue. It's the same way that if somebody calls me, like, a lot of these Hindu people and a lot of the Muslims come at me like, "Oh, Armin, you're gay. Haha, you're gay." And a lot of people come to them and be like, "No, Armin is not gay. Armin has a wife," and stuff like that. I'm like, but I don't even want to say that, because the problem is not that I'm straight and they think that I'm gay. That's not the problem. The problem is that they think gay is an insult. That's a, you know what I mean? That's the issue. So
it's a Jew.
I don't want to.
Like...
So the whole issue of them calling me a Muslim, I don't think the correction should be that no, Armin is not a Muslim. The correction should be like, why do you think that is the same as accusing somebody of committing a crime or something like that? Do you know what I mean? Like, we want to defend Muslims from that demonization, right? We want to attack Islam, but also defend Muslims from being demonized and being collectively blamed by an entire group.
It's the other way around, actually. You see that it's the other way around for them. For them, it's not the Islam. For them, it's actually the Muslims. The Muslims are the problem.
When you say no to Islam, you're still...
Interesting, Tariq Fateh is doing the same thing. He's actually like, he's joined the bandwagon, I would say. He's joined the bandwagon. He's joined the Hindutva bandwagon, and he's creating a lot.
Muslim DNA is so disgusting. It's so gross.
I mean, I should ask this to Haris Sultan. I want to check his Punjabi, because he takes a lot of pride in his Punjabi. And I've seen one of the interviews where he was talking in Punjabi. He's speaking in Punjabi to one of the Pakistanis, and it seems like it was more Urdu than Punjabi. So I don't know whether he's faking his Punjabi identity. He also claims that he's a Rajput. I don't know. He really doesn't look like a Rajput, first of all. So it's like, I don't know. Like,
he looks like a sultan. That's what he looks like.
He looks like it?
He looks like a sultan. He really does look like a sultan.
Yeah, but Armin, what about the Iranian side of revisionism that is happening?
Go on. Sorry. What
Hello?
about the Iranian? I'm just saying last point because there's 3 people waiting.
Yeah, this is the last point because I was quite curious that there's a revisionism that is happening in Iran, that people are going back to the Zoroastrian faith, which is like quite intriguing.
They're not. I mean, they're exaggerating that. I mean, that's a dangerous trend. I don't want anybody to go back to Zoroastrian. I don't want people to jump from one religion to another. But they're a loud minority, these new Zoroastrians, right? But most people are just giving up on religion altogether. That's what the statistics show.
Okay.
Right. Yeah. No, Zoroastrianism is bullshit.
It is, of course, and we have plenty of Zoroastrians in India. All religions are bullshit.
This is actually considered blasphemy among many ethno-nationalist Iranian, anti-Islam Iranians. If I say fuck Zoroastrianism and fuck Ahura Mazda, there you go. I committed blasphemy against Zoroastrianism as well. There
you can't speak anything against Cyrus.
Cyrus, yeah. If I find something to say against him, that would be major blasphemy. You're right. I don't know. I don't maybe he did everything wrong, but I'm just gonna say fuck Cyrus just for the sake of the blasphemy. I don't know why or for what reason, but I'm just gonna say that just for the blasphemy. Okay. All right. Let me actually introduce you our co-host, the Harris Sultan, the great Sultan is right here.
Harris is right here.
Yeah. But I'm gonna have. Hey, you're on. I'm gonna have Harris and other people as well. Okay.
Hey.
Hey.
Right. Sorry, I'm not going to take too much of your time. I heard Ikram say, I never said I was a Rajput. I never said that. My mother's side is Rajput.
No.
My father's.
Oh, it was on Tariq Fateh. It was on Tariq Fateh, not on you. It was on Tariq Fateh.
Right.
He claims it. This idiot, this joker who you have exported to India, he claimed that he belongs to a Rajput family, and in 18th century, some grandfather, not forcibly, maybe, I don't know how, they got converted to Islam. So it's like a truckload of bullshit that he peddles here. I mean, the fake news and he, the dangerous thing about Tariq Fateh is that he's joined the right-wing Hindutva. And they're getting a lot of confidence with his views, which is like very scary.
Just got a super chat by Charles saying Hindutva proponents talking about Muslims with conspiracy theories and collective blame, etc. Sounds like alt-right talking about Jews. Yes, Terrell. Thank you so much, Terrell, for the super chat. Isn't it awesome that we're just doing a live stream and the great Sultan himself just jumps right into our stuff? Can you do this for us? It's so awesome. Guys, if anybody here is not subscribed to Harris Sultan's YouTube channel, you guys are missing out. Subscribe to Harris Sultan. Check out his channel. If you want to see somebody taking down Islam so effectively, especially when it comes to Pakistan, India related issues, follow Harris Sultan. One of the best. Again, apostate prophet Harris Sultan, Abdullah Samir. Am I missing anybody good? Yeah. I mean, there's other people, but these are the most active ones right now. Okay. I know there are other active ones as well, but.
Right.
Yo, Harris. Deborah is here. Yo, Harris. Okay, so Deborah. I'm going to let Ikram go, but Harris, can you stay with me while I bring other people on?
Sure.
I'm sure. Okay. Ikram, I'm going to talk to you later, okay?
Right. Bye.
Bye. Let's bring Idris on. Oh, my God. I have a surprise co-host.
Hello. Do you...
Hey, yeah, we can hear you.
It feels weird to be on the live. I don't know if you can tell by my accent, but I'm French. Anyways, what interests me, and I think it might interest you too, is the concept of a meme. Because before I heard about, I forgot the name of this famous atheist that coined the term meme. Anyways, the sort of gene for an information.
Okay. Oh, like
Richard Dawkins.
Oh, like memes? Okay.
And I find the concept interesting, but it seems to me that nobody has sort of done an evolutionary history of religion. Like, sometimes you can see documentaries on how life evolved and which advantages enable some species to take over others. And I'm sad not to have seen that with religion, like the sort of even innovation of monotheism that enabled.
There's a lot of books about it. There's no documentary about it, maybe, but there's a lot of books about it.
Really? Do you have names?
Like, for example, you can see the dance between Zoroastrianism, Islam, and Christianity and Judaism in late antiquity in the book Under the Shadow of the Sword by Tom Holland. That's a great book, right? And if you're actually interested in the relationship between memes of religion and the theories that go behind that, Daniel Dennett's book Breaking the Spell is a really good book.
All right.
Check those out.
I just want to add that, Dan Dennett's book is really good, and sort of Islam under the shadow. What's the Tom Holland's book? Under the Shadow of the Sword. It's a pretty thick book. I think I've read only half of it, but a very similar idea came to my mind as well, and I've been thinking about it now that I've hired a videographer who would edit my videos, and I'll find more time to write my next book, which is not actually about religion, so to speak, but it is about our common concepts that we've held over the recorded history. So starting from Sumerians, and then obviously Indic civilization, and obviously Egyptians, and then some major civilizations, and what the beliefs were, what were the value system of those civilizations. I think that gives us a very good idea, because obviously I'm a big believer of the fact that we're living the best of the times now. But throughout human history, our times have just improved ever so slightly, that when we look back, when we zoom out in the timeline, we look at, we used to do that, we used to do that, we used to believe in that, that was our moral code. And look, we have improved in every facet of life. But when we're living in that time, we just think that, my parents also had this dogma, my children also have similar kind of dogma, although it has fast-tracked a little bit more in our time. But like, let's just say about, post-industrial world revolution, majority of people had kind of same attitude towards homosexuals and women's rights, etc. Enlightenment Now, Steven Pinker's book is very good as well in that. That's a very good book on our values as well, what the global values are. But anyway, so I thought that because I'm reaching out a lot to Indian and Pakistani crowd, and I've often said, especially in Pakistan, I'd say I've often said that Pakistan, the majority of people, they're just totally oblivious of some of the most common arguments that have been dealt with nearly 100 years ago in the West. Now they're still asking us the same questions, like, these stars and moons, who created them? Someone must have created them. They're still going on, and the ideas that I'm regurgitating with them now, they're very basic arguments and ideas, but they're like, whoa, the whole world, starts shaking. So I think, in my style, I don't know if you've read my first book or not, but then in my style, I just want to keep one chapter very small, not very detailed. Sometimes people get put off by the thickness of the book, by the academic jargon, and it just has to be really. So anyway, so I'm just working on that, but I don't know, it might take another year before it comes out.
All right, Edris, thank you so much. I'm going to bring the next person, okay?
All right.
Thank you. All right, Soraya. I have a co-host. I have the best co-host ever. Soraya.
She's on mute. Oh.
Hello.
Hey.
Hey, Armin. It's a great honor, Haris Sultan. Man, really. Literally. Okay. The thing is, about the Ikram. Ikram was from India, right? He told that he was from Telangana.
Ex-Shia
yeah, true. So we have listened him before also. But as far as he was talking about the party, that radical Muslim party, All India Majlis Ittihad al-Muslimin, AIM actually. So I don't know about the past, what happened with the past with that party, what that party.
Right.
The president of that party, his name is Owaisi, Mr. Asaduddin Owaisi. He himself in an interview, I don't remember the person who took the interview, but he himself said that he has no quarrel with any of the atheists. Means a person can be an atheist or whatever he is, but as long as they are in India, they don't have quarrel with any kind of atheism. So that was the positive response which recently he gave. And speaking of Taslima Nasreen,
is that conditional on atheists not shedding on their religion or without conditions?
It's on conditions. It's on conditions, of course, because Section 295A in Indian Penal Code, right?
We don't. Here's the thing: a lot of people say, like, a lot of religious people say, like, "Hey, we accept atheists as long as they shut up about their religion." That's not the level. That's not the level of tolerance we want. We want a higher level of tolerance. We want a level of tolerance where they accept us while we shed on their religion.
Yeah.
Wasn't Soraya? Isn't the same guy who there was a controversy about him as well. He was caught or something, saying something about bashing Hindutva, but at the same time was somehow defending blasphemy or something. Is it the same guy you're talking about? He attacked Taslima Nasreen. Ikram is saying he attacked Taslima Nasreen, right?
Attacked? Yes, I see. Taslima Nasreen has been attacked by means consistently been attacked. Means Muslims of India doesn't hate
blasphemy.
Hindus. Yeah.
Like as in verbally and criticized.
Yeah. In means even Mr. Javed Akhtar, who recently Richard Dawkins, he was an awardee. So he himself said that Muslims of India doesn't hate Hindus or other people committing blasphemy. They hate more when Muslims do blasphemy. When ex-Muslims are there, means they don't have threat from other people. They have threat from the people within who are getting away from Islam day by day. And in same condition, I just wanted to what I want to say is like about Taslima Nasreen, right? So she has been consistently targeted. First thing, the country is patriarchal. Okay, so that's why you can't expect that she wouldn't get targeted. Even she was a Hindu, she wouldn't be targeted by any reason because she was speaking out, right? And second thing, if she is an ex-Muslim, then definitely Muslim population will be targeted. That's the thing.
I don't know
Right.
these are people that I don't know.
Ikram, you're talking about she was attacked physically. Yes, I know that. I think we were talking about Owaisi guy. Owaisi guy didn't attack her.
No. See, he literally didn't attack him. There is means as far as I know, I have seen all his what means.
Guys, we should talk about something that more of the audience would be able to relate to, because I think a lot of these people, most of my audience would not know like what the hell we're talking about. I mean, I don't know what we're talking about.
By the way, I mean Taslima Nasreen is a huge, big name.
I know. We met her in Amsterdam.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what I was telling you. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So yeah, she gets India is a whole different ball game when it comes to fighting with Hindutva. Somebody just sent me a video.
Taslima Nasreen, would she blaspheme against Hinduism, or is she a Hindutva like?
No. I don't think so.
Okay.
Sometimes I think that she is also having some kind of that 50-50 stance like Tariq Fateh, but not like exactly like him, but she has a 50-50 stance because she also want to get rid of the Islamic bashing and also want to secure herself in some kind of at least away from patriarchy. At least MJ is saying she is.
Right. One thing I just want to wrap this up, and I want to make a quick point that a lot of people are actually nervous about making enemies in all circles, and this is the reason why some people go really soft on Hindutva, but when they are pro Hindutva, they go really soft on Islam, but nobody does what we're doing. We're like saying, doesn't matter, just come on, bring it on. Whether you're Hindutva, whether you're Islamic fascist, we don't care. We're just going to go after you.
Every single sacred cow, every single one of them, every single one of them.
Exactly. Every single sacred cow we have to go after them. And I think this is very important because very quickly these people and a lot of ex-Muslim in the West, they actually experienced that all the Western right-wingers, they were latching onto him, and they were like, aha, look, we've got the native informants. But then we're like, no, we're not a part of you. And that's the same thing now when I started doing an Urdu, and people send me clips all the time, and they say, look, your clips are being used. And now on national TV, I think MJ is here, he sent me a clip where on national TV, some Hindutva guy was saying, ban the Quran because it's full of hatred and it's a terror book or something on Indian national TV, which is like, even I replied back to him. I said, I'm kind of finding it really, really weird coming from a non-Muslim guy saying it, even though I might say, I've never said it though. I don't say that Quran should be banned because that would be against freedom of religion, and like as disgusting as the book is, people should have a right to read it. But the way these guys are using they seem like they're using our language, or they might even be using our. I think you had one of the callers as well. I think his name is Shudra Indian or something, and he came to me and he said, like our clips are actually being circulated on WhatsApp in Hindutva folks, and they're like using that. Look, this is what Islam is. So there's a double-edged sword, but this is why people like me, we have to keep making sure that we go after Hindutva as well. That's the only thing we can do. We can't stop talking about Islam because it might give them material. So, but at the same time, I can keep making fun of Bollywood's one of the biggest movie star, Akshay Kumar, came out saying that, I drink cow urine.
Cow piss, yeah.
I'm going to let you go because I have more people coming in. But thank you so much for being here.
One last thing to Harris, actually. Yeah. Harris, you understand Hindi or Urdu, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So until now, I've only seen you speaking English. So have you ever considered that making video in Hindi or Urdu?
Bro.
Oh my God. What
means live stream. In future.
What the hell?
I've been doing. Oh, jeez. I've been doing. Mine is the first Urdu Hindi channel. I got 2.5 million views last month, and this month I'm probably going to end up getting 3 million views. Go check out Pakistani.
How do you not know this? It's the #1 atheist YouTube channel in Urdu.
In India and Pakistan, yeah. In atheist channels, the biggest.
Maybe he's joking. Are you trolling us, Suraya? Are you trolling us? I think that was trolling us. He was trolling us.
Okay, anyways. Okay,
you
thanks.
You got us. God damn it, that was a joke. Fuck you, Suraya. All right, that's good.
Oh my God,
good. That was a good one. Marco, I do resent one thing. I knew that there was no God by the time I was like 4. You guys are internet celebrities because you figured this out in your teens or even later, just not fair. Thank you so much for the 10 euro super chat. Marco always wants to remind us that he figured all this shit out. In every stream, you have to remind us that you figured all this stuff out 4 years ago. Okay, guys, just remember every time Marco comes here in the live stream, just remind him like, yes, Marco, you got it figured out before the rest of us. Okay, all right. Rishi. Oh, by the way, before you say something, what Harris just mentioned. The example, Harris, you could use this, but quote me when you do. The example I give is like Darwinism, but was used by the Nazi people during World War II, right? I don't know. Those people use Darwinism to spread their fucking toxic bullshit, right? Ideology, right? But does that mean that we're not gonna advocate for evolutionary biology just because it was misused by those motherfuckers? Like, obviously not, right? We fight the misuse of information with better information and fighting back against the misuse of that information, not by not spreading the correct information that is being misused, right? That's what we do. Okay.
Yeah, that's a very good example. Yeah, eugenics. I mean, Hitler went after it, and he was applying social Darwinism.
Right. So you don't say we shouldn't teach Darwinism because of them. We just say like we correct the misuse of it, right?
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah. Rishi, you're here.
Oh, you can hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay. Okay. So today I'll be coming from a Hindutva point. Why Hindutva itself is against Muslims and not the ideology Islam, why they are bigoted towards Muslims. Hello?
Okay. Yes,
Okay.
go on.
So it's my observation. So what I've seen, the Muslims, many Muslims in India, they consider most of the Muslim invaders as their heroes. Hari Sultan may affirm this, that like Muhammad bin Qasim or Ghaznavi or Aurangzeb, who according to Indian history did atrocities on the society, but Muslims, they say that those are our heroes. So one problem that comes from a Hindutva point of view, we don't care about your ideologies, we don't care what you follow, but how can you say that person who attacked us or our ancestors, even your ancestors, you consider them heroes?
Because
So
they're
I
not
think
the same people.
not the same people. I don't understand. I don't know.
Wait, what's the argument? You're saying that
No. So what he's saying? No. So what he's saying is like, so for example, someone like Nadir Shah, who was also a Persian and Muslim invader, and Ghaznavi and all these guys who came in. So one of the biggest, and Tariq Fateh actually popularized this idea. He said, well, look at these Muslims. They actually idolize Muhammad bin Qasim or Nadir Shah or Babur and all these guys who came from the West, and they invaded India and committed all types of atrocities. So why do they like these people? And there is, and I've seen some of the debates where some of the clerics are actually like, "Yay, he's our hero." In often cases, those guys actually fought with the local Indian Maharajas who happen to be Hindus. So and it's a fair point that Indians make. Is like, shouldn't you be supporting the ones who were actually fighting for India instead of supporting Nadir Shah or Ghaznavi and all these guys? I know. I mean, to me, I don't care because like history is history. But again, there's revivalism in India, and they see that why you celebrate that? That's why, because like you're supporting them. You're Muslim, and like people who are in Indian Maharajas, they should be considered heroes. There's some merit in that, but again, as I said, it's
but does that justify them doing the same thing though?
No. I'm not saying that justifies it. I'm saying that what's in their mind. So if I'm coming from a Hindutva point, it's like if I'm talking to you, so that's why many Muslims like Tariq Fateh, who call themselves Muslims, they are accepted because they are saying these invaders were not our heroes. Our heroes were the rulers of the land who fought against them. So even though they call themselves Muslims, they are accepted. But the other Muslims, they are not accepted. That's why I've seen the people in India calling Muslims as Pakistanis, or why don't you go back to Pakistan if you consider those people as your heroes?
Yeah, I don't think the punishment. But the thing is, I'm pretty sure Hindutva points to bad arguments from their opposition sometimes accurately, right? But usually the solutions to those bad arguments, I think, is not justified. For example, the example that you just gave, right? Imagine there's Muslims in India that are saying, celebrating people who shouldn't be celebrated because they committed crimes against Hindus, right? Yeah. But again, the response to that shouldn't be collective punishment or collective blame. Yeah, I know. But also saying that they should go back to Pakistan, again, I don't think somebody should be told where to live just because they have wrong opinions.
I agree with you on everything, like what the solution should be. But what I was thinking or analyzing by talking to these Hindutva people or the people who are saying these things. So in order to have a solution, it's just my try in understanding where they are coming from, so that we might counter them in a better way. That's what my point is.
On behalf of, as an ambassador of all Persian people right here, right now, I apologize to India for what Nadir Shah did, and my gift to India, which was Sexy Cali, is my apology to India. I hope we're even now, okay? So I'm sorry. I apologize. I accept my apology. I represent all Persians right now.
You don't have to. That's why we have to make these Hindutva guys understand that.
He's being sarcastic.
No. So he's being sarcastic, but that's what we make them to understand. Exactly, like Armin is not responsible for Nadisha.
No, I'm guilty.
No,
he was one of us. He was one of us.
And one more point regarding the new Sexy Kali, I haven't shared that photograph yet with my family. I'll do it as soon as possible.
Ooh, tell Harris, Rishi promised. He saw that the first Sexy Kali that we posted that wasn't ours. He saw somebody actually in India worshiping that after it went
somebody, my in-laws.
Oh yeah, he told me that. Yeah.
Now I said like I want a picture of somebody worshiping Atheist Republic Sexy Kali. That's what I want. Okay.
Yeah, I'll make sure that ends up in a shrine and people are standing in front of it with their hands folded.
That would be beautiful. That would be amazing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Can you take a picture from their back so we can't see their faces?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, obviously I wouldn't like my in-laws being trolled on the internet.
Hide their faces. Yes. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Okay. Once you're offline, give me 2 minutes. I have something else to talk about. Like 2 minutes.
Okay. Just message me on Facebook or something.
Okay.
Okay, cool. All right, let's see who's Rational Classics.
Just before you go further, I just posted a link which is called Legalize Apostasy. If you could just share that, we can in the chat box.
In the
I don't know why it's not showing yet.
It's not showing. Can you send it to me on Twitter?
Yeah, it's called. Anyway, it's
send it to me on Twitter. It's not showing.
Yeah, so guys, if you have anyone, if you have access to your local MPs, I mean, I'm in a lockdown in Melbourne, so I can't go out, but I have spoken to some people. This is a initiative by a gentleman in UK. He's had a few. If you could, beautiful, and you remember Nisar Hussain? That's the video. They're being played, who was attacked in Britain outside his house for leaving Islam. He's now a Christian. But anyway, so this gentleman is actually trying to create a petition, and he's looking for signatures from politicians. He's had signatures from a couple of Swedish ministers or members of parliament, and a couple from Britain, and I think we're trying to get some in Canada as well, and maybe one senator in the US as well. And I'm obviously trying for some Australian politicians as well. If we can just get that, if you can go to the petition at the top, Armin, from the top menu, there's a link to petition. Yeah, that one.
When I click on it, it makes me download something.
All right. Okay. So anyway, it's downloaded. Just I think just open that if you could. So the idea is if you can just get that signatures from anyone, if you can get a hold of any local politician. There are 8 countries that outlaw the apostasy. I think 12. I thought it was 12, but this petition says 8. But anyway, it's still a remarkable number. And the idea is if we can submit this petition to United States Senate, to Congress, that's when it can actually make a difference. So basically the point is just to pressure those governments to outlaw or legalize apostasy, as the website says.
So wait, so I'm going to put the link to this in the description of this video then. Okay.
Yeah, if you could, that'd be great.
Okay, I'm going to put that now. All right, so Rational Classics, you can speak while I go and add this link to the description.
Okay. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay. Yeah, so actually you advocate for enlightenment values, but the anxieties around that point in India and maybe in other Eastern and Middle Eastern countries can be that that would somehow homogenize the entire globe. So for example, let's say after 100 200 years, entire world would become like USA, or because if those values are in practice, then the indigenous culture, the local languages, and so everything will be homogenized, sort of. So then how do you see where do you place the native cultures and different and yes, I remember that you made a difference between tradition and values, but again the culture also influences values. For example, the family system, and also the languages and some rituals that different cultures follow. So
What's the
don't you
question?
think, and the other anxiety is that so don't you think that the people who say that who oppose enlightenment value, their fear for this homogenization is legitimate? Don't you think that that is one of the anxiety?
Okay, well, it's the opposite of like for the Enlightenment values are just the values, not the traditions, right? Enlightenment values also welcomes many traditions that are not criminal, and actually encourages more diversity of traditions and foods, of art, of dance, of poetry, of music. So, given the level of acceptance that Enlightenment values has for not for values but traditions, that's what you're fearing. It was not going to happen. One. Second of all, so actually, like in a country that Enlightenment values are accepted, what you're going to notice is more diversity of these things, not less, right? And also, when it comes to the values itself, the fear should not be there, because none of these values will be forced on anybody. It's only an invitation for people to consider, right? So the fear, given that it's only by invitation, why would people fear something that is not being imposed on them?
So actually the opposition for some of these values in India, let's say, is that people say that you are being you are advocating something that British imposed during colonial rule, or
that's
or something like that.
The British colonialists, them imposing their rules on people, is anti-Enlightenment values. It's anti-free speech, it's anti-freedom of expression, it's anti-liberty. It's what they did goes against the Enlightenment values.
Although some people would argue that even though their predecessors, such as Mughals, they were British were slightly better than them, but again, because they brought in some other Enlightenment values. But again, when we look at by our 21st century lens, or even 20th century lens, these were very primitive. It was just a modernized of.
Everything looks good when you compare it to Islam, Harris. Every dog shit looks good when you compare it to Islam. So it's not a fair.
Yeah, but some people in India, actually, this is what pisses off a lot of Hindutva folks as well. Some people in India actually say that the Mughals, despite the fact that they were Muslims and a lot of Hindus suffered, but they also brought in a lot of stability in India. For example, nearly 1,000 years of Muslim rule, majority on for most part. Mughals were the biggest and the most stable, I think, for nearly 300 years, and they governed the largest part of India together. So some people say it brought stability as well. But again, as you said, it wasn't Muhammad's Islam in Mughals as well, apart from Aurangzeb. I think Akbar was
stability is excuse often used for major human rights violations.
Yeah, well, yeah, you're right. But again, but these people argue. They say, well, for civilizations to exist, you need some stability as well. And even if you have to, but you got to remember, these are pre-democracy eras. This is why United States were, founding fathers of America. That's why the world changed in the late 18th century. I think that's the difference. And then obviously post-war.
The Greeks managed to do it.
Yeah, but come on, their democracy was very different. Greeks and Romans.
Those are lower standards, so we agree. But again, so somebody in the live chat from Twitch was asking, what do we mean when we're talking about Enlightenment values? There's a list of them. Freedom of expression takes the highest one. It's the most important one, but there's many of them. The right to your property, government accountability, due process, the scientific method, We should actually make a list of all the values that are considered Enlightenment values and make a video about it. That would
I just want to make a point. I just want to make a point because I don't want people to misquote me. I'm saying that some people say that. I mean, I obviously don't agree with that. I'm a modern man. I definitely don't care about any kind of dictatorial, authoritarian regimes, and this is why I say we're living in the best of the time. So I'm not a fan of. But again, I don't know what the world would have been if it wasn't for Moors. Again, I'm not supporting them. And yeah, good point Dahlia made. That look at China is stable, right? Yeah, apparently it's stable, but you know what's happening. So I don't want that kind of stability. Personally, I would not want that kind of stability. I would want a unstable West than a very stable China.
It's a classic fight, give and take between giving up liberty for security, and the more so it's a scare tactic that people just sell the things that thousands.
Was it Thomas Jefferson who said that people who give up liberty in the name of security deserve neither?
They get neither, something like that. But yes, we got a new member, H-KSD. Thank you so much for becoming a member. And there was another interesting comment. Oh, one thing else. One of the most important secular Enlightenment values is secularism, the separation between church and state, or mosque and state. That's another Enlightenment value, right? So, yeah. Franklin. Okay, cool. Wow. Thank you for the live chat. Go on.
One more thing that I'd like to add is that many a time people argue that the argument, so for example, the justification for the imperialism was that we are civilizing the savages, and again, if I look at India and if I look at the practice like sati, the widow burning practices, and if let's say British rule abolished that somehow, or not British rule, but because of British rule some of these practices got abolished, then but the overwhelming national sentiment is that British were bad and that's why we needed independence. But then some people argue that because of them we are civilized, or so it is mainly the point is that they gave us these things. The colonial masters who enslaved us. Yes,
it's black and white thinking. No, it's black and white thinking. It's possible for something to have positive and negative influence at the same time, right? And I think a lot of people cannot comprehend that something had positive effects on their countries while having a lot of negative effects on their countries at the same time. Like admitting to both of these is not a contradiction, right?
Yes, I get it. But the problem is that the debate should not be that were the British good for India. I mean,
yeah, it's irrelevant.
Then the entire project of India fails. I mean,
yes,
ideologically, the justification for independent India.
What's good for India is irrelevant.
And it may be true for other cultures as well.
Right. I'm just saying what's good for India is irrelevant to what the British Empire did to India. What's good for India, regardless of what happened in the past. And what's good for India is not because of India. What's good for India is good for every country.
Those are modern Enlightenment values.
Yes, and there's proof for that, by the way. Yeah, they work everywhere.
Unfortunately, the problem that I see with at least modern India, there's a huge crowd that focuses entirely on this revivalism. They're like this our glorious past, and some people and these Hindutva people don't realize, or some might not, by Hindutva, I mean, I'm not using that as a slur, but I'm thinking that, again, people who want to take extra pride in their heritage and in their culture, what these people don't realize that there's so many cultures who are actually, they've done that, and revivalism never works, and only the civilizations that only look forward, they're the ones that work. That happened with the West. That's happening now with China. Do you think the Chinese are talking about how great the Qing dynasty was, or no, they don't care about that. They're just solely looking down, and they're like, no, we're just going to go full speed into science and technology. How many people are doing PhDs in modern sciences? And yes, I mean, I'm sure India is a big country as well, and there are a lot of great physicists and entrepreneurs are going to come out. But when we look at the ordinary people, they spend most of the time trying to tell the world that, we invented zero. We invented aeroplanes. We had the first MRI machine, and some people go as far as saying we invented the internet as well. So, again, obviously they go really far. I'm not saying everyone thinks that way or everyone talks like this, but there's a huge culture. What it does is, I think Prime Minister Modi actually said that we did the first head transplant was Lord Ganesh, the elephant god, because I think he was a man and his head was cut off. He said we Indians were the first ones who did head transplant surgery thousands of years ago. What it does is, when it comes from high level people, an average, as I like to call them, shaka chaps, average Hindu or average Indian, he'd be like, yes, we've got to talk about how many times I see these. I mean, in hundreds and maybe not hundreds, maybe thousands of people just trying to tell me, Haris bhai, please read this. We discovered this, we discovered that. It's just this is misplaced. Fine, you want to be proud of that, go for it. But again, people want to live in that past. Mongols have been waiting for Genghis Khan to come back and take them back to, the world glory and world domination. Muslims have been waiting for, we need to go back to the time of the Prophet, then we will be great again. That's how, when we were at the time of Muhammad, we went and conquered India and Iran and everyone, all these places. So I think this is what I see. But again, West doesn't look that way. West is always looking forward, and so are the Chinese.
No,
but
I don't think. Okay, here's the thing, Harris. I don't think we should sell this as a West thing. These are not Western, and I think
China as well. I said China as well.
No. I say I don't use China because China, maybe they use a scientific method, but they're against most other Enlightenment values that we advocate for, right? So maybe they just got.
I was talking purely about advancement and progress. I'm not talking about the values.
All right. So, but here's the thing, rational classic. Maybe the way that we could sell this in India is tell them that the reason why India is still way ahead of Pakistan is because they're closer to Enlightenment values than Pakistan. There's nothing in Hinduism that makes India better than Pakistan. The reasons why India is ahead of Pakistan is because their separation, there's still the separation of church and state. They have much more than Pakistan because of the freedom of expression that they have much more than Pakistan, than the government accountability that they have much more than Pakistan, than the due process values that they have much more than Pakistan. So every single thing that makes India better than Pakistan is thanks to them and the Enlightenment values. And again, these Enlightenment values are not Western values, because the reason why I don't call them Western values is because Western values are many other values that are shitty. Like Nazism is a Western value, okay? Communism is a Western value, right? And Enlightenment values, just because it came, if we want to say they're Western values just because they were popularized in the West, well, then Nazism is also a Western value. We don't endorse those values, right? And also Enlightenment values do not belong to the West. The Enlightenment values belong to the world. Every country that adapted these values became better. This is why South Korea is better than North Korea. This is why Hong Kong is better than China. This is why Japan is so great. These are not Western countries. They adapted Enlightenment values, and now they're better places, right? And also these values, these ideas, even though most of us remember the champions of these ideas from the 1800s in Western Europe, because they were the most successful at it, that doesn't mean they didn't have the champions before it in other places. These are ideas that India, many years before, had these champions in India, in Pakistan, in Iran, in China, in Brazil. These are ideas that had its own cheerleaders in these countries way before the Age of Enlightenment in Western Europe. The philosophers in the Age of Enlightenment in Western Europe just happened to be the most successful ones at promoting it. But these were values that other people recognize that they work, and many years before in almost every other country. So it's not Western values; it's Enlightenment values, and they belong to every country.
Yeah. Look, I mean, I don't even call them Western values. I actually call them humanist values or secular values or whatnot. But I sometimes change. No, I was just simply talking about progress, and moving forward. That is only done by looking forward, not by looking back. That was my point. So China can lack in all these other things, obviously, humanitarian rights and all that. But I was just purely talking about looking forward in terms of science and technology, not relying on your ancient myths and go like, oh, they stole the algebra, and you might think it's the same thing. I mean, you might have heard of this by some Indians as well. To you, that you must be proud of your Zoroastrian roots. There's this obsession with I know you won't be, but you might have heard of this. somebody was actually arguing with me on Twitter that Armin is actually the ancient Persian. I did a video about the same survey that you were talking about, and there were comments underneath where I said look at these Persians as well. They're not saying we want to be Zoroastrians. Most of them are either atheists or they're just becoming the new age spiritualist. So they're not saying but there's so many comments because most of my audience are Indians, and there's so many comments where people are saying Persians should go back to their roots. This obsession with the roots, this is a major problem in India. And they actually think that Egyptians can go back to the Egyptian roots, Persians can go back to the Persian roots, and Pakistanis, if they go back to their roots, they will become Indians. So there's obsession with the roots.
Actually, this implies the bigger problem of identity. I mean, the identity for most people who are talking about going back to the ancient times, their identity is not well settled. They are still going through a crisis where who are they? Where do they belong? And the ideas are open for all kinds of philosophies and everything. But people need some belonging.
But what belonging are they finding by relating with a man who lived 3,000 years ago? What are they relating with them? What are they relating with them? When we look at the 3,000-year-old text, I mean, we find women should drink after wash their husband's feet and drink that water, or women should eat the leftovers of their husband and say, "Oh, thank you very much." What are we reading? So when we show the problematic text, then they go, "Oh, we don't believe in that one," but then they go, "Oh, some really enlightened quote. Aha, that's what our ancestors used to think." My point is, yes, they said some smart things, they said some really stupid things, but you know why they said those stupid things? Because they lived 3,000 years ago. So why do you have to relate with those people? Just relate with your modern. Be proud of India's Chandra project, where they sent a probe to the moon. Be proud of that. Say, this is what we've done with our modern understanding of cosmology and physics. Be proud of that if you want to be proud of that. I'm very jealous of India, of the secular constitution. I've said it multiple times. I'm very jealous of them.
Don't be proud of anything you didn't do. What are you telling them?
No. I know what's your point. I'm saying if you have to be proud of something, then to relate with that in terms of ID. If you want to relate with something, relate with the modern values. These are the modern values where they take you. So don't go back in your past. Don't say, I want to relate with my ancestor who lived 3,000 years ago who said something really smart. So don't.
I think people find dirt and cum too magical. That's what I think. Okay, because I think they think like there's something spiritual in the earth that you were born in, that other things that came out of the same area all of a sudden become somehow related to you, which I don't understand how that works. And also I think there's like in the in their parents' cum going from one, they think there's magic that gets transferred. Like there's you're somehow connected with the people that were before you. I think they just see too much. There's so many. The world is so full of ideas, full of tradition, full of values, and you're free to go and look at all of them. Why are you limiting yourself? It's like a free market. It's like a shop that you went to. It's like a baby in a candy shop, and you could go and evaluate everything, look at the price of everything, look at the cost, look at the benefits, and you're like, oh, I'm just going to be in this little corner here because this is my land and these are my ancestors. I'm just going to look at all of this and this is what I'm. Why would you do that? Why wouldn't you look at everything and see the benefit of all of them and the cost of everything?
Again, as he said, that it's just it's the sense of belonging. The people want to relate with someone, and people. This is why I say after religion, one of the worst ideas is nationalism. People want to be, I want to be proud because I'm Indian. India has done this or that. These things just hold humanity back, really. Like, I mean, when you live in multiple countries, you realize how pathetic nationalism is. And everyone who has lived in foreign countries would tell you that. And especially not just in two countries. Most people, when they move out of India, they just live in one country, like Canada, US. But even after that, if you go beyond that, then you go, wow, okay, what is nationalism? I'm not saying that you don't have any values, but yeah, but nationalism, like then you as Armin said, this sense of I want to be proud of this. You lose that thing. Why would I want to be proud of my Pakistan's cricket team or Indian cricket team. Well, what did I do? You know, and when we hear those really, you know, how should I call them? White racists, let's just say that. I mean, I've never experienced any racism, but I'm saying when those people, when they say go back to your country where you came from, you know, those kind of people, when they say that, you know what are those people who actually say that? They themselves they've actually got zero accomplishments. I mean, I say that someone who would have made Australia or America or Canada great, those would be scientists and academics, but you would never hear things like that coming out of the mouth of academics, because you know why? They don't see nationalism like that, you know, like, oh, I have this eternal right over America. Or so this is opium for you know, really mediocre people, that you want to be proud of your traditions, you want to be proud of your history, your roots, or identity. These things really don't matter.
I hear Mila saying Armin and his Iranian mates are highly nationalist. You have no fucking idea how long you've been fighting against the nationalist people in my country. You have no fucking idea, Milo. Anyways, Rational Classic, I'm gonna have to let you go because objective reality is here, okay? All right.
Can I make one more point? But
very fast.
Last time.
Okay, so the another point that I want. Okay, very fast. Okay, yeah. So the point is that where Haris has the perception that Pakistani Muslims are very extremist, kind of intolerant Muslims, let's say. But then after this Hindu controversy, all of whatever has happened, we have found out that the Hindus are also, you know, not very different. There's some difference. So don't you think that the factors that are influencing this behavior are other economical, social, cultural factors relating to South Asia, and not only factors, not only influenced by the religious ideas, for example, Hinduism and Islam, because the Malaysian Muslims, so Malaysia is a bad example. So for example, Chechnyan Muslims are not showing the behavior that the Pakistani Muslims are showing, but their behavior is a lot similar with the Indian Hindus. So don't you think that it somewhere goes beyond religion and other factors?
They're obviously, you know, when you look in detail, obviously, you know, devil lies in detail, and there are so many other factors as well. But then again, they're all somehow related to each other. So, for example, poverty, right? So, why are majority of Muslim countries are poor? But then you say, oh, okay, there's some Middle Eastern countries that are very rich. But again, what are the contributions to sciences? Saudi Arabia, Pakistani pilots still train Saudi Arabian pilots. I mean, or at least not anymore, but they used to. Despite of all the oil wealth that they had. Well, what is it that is holding them back from modern scientific education? I just shared a video recently about a biology textbook in Pakistan. So those things, and one of the things, population. Let's just take the example of overpopulation. In Pakistan, there were campaigns after campaigns, and health workers were attacked. People who were encouraging, there was a massive campaign in the 90s and the 80s that, okay, we need to control our population growth. But those health workers who were giving contraception pills to women, they were going there in private when men are not at home to just tell them, hey, use this. And again, you know, so many of them were actually attacked because they were like, no, we have to make more children because Prophet Muhammad said that, you know, spread Islam like that. So you could relate that overpopulation could be a reason that government resources are always stretched. And that would become that would mean a low quality, high quantity. There's so many other things as well, corruption, etc. Corruption in Pakistan may not be directly related to Islam. As Islam doesn't say, you know, just start taking bribe money for to get a electricity connection. No, Islam doesn't say that. But again, all these things are actually related to it. But again, this is why we say that the societies that are more dogmatic, there must be something. I know there's some studies have been done amongst education. They've tried to find correlation between education and religion, and then poverty and religion, but the data is not really conclusive. But time and time again, we see societies that are more dogmatic. They tend to be less, less prosperous.
All right. So that was okay. Let's bring objective reality. So Rational Classic, thank you for your comments. Okay, I'm gonna let you go. By the way, I'm gonna tell everybody before objective reality says his opinion that, guys, do go right now and subscribe to Haris Sultan. Again, another reminder, everybody here, we're getting like a free co-host here. For some reason, we are honored to have like a free of charge co-hosting here. We have a celebrity here helping us out, and he's just spending his time helping with this channel. So I don't know why, but we're very grateful. So you have to be some reward so that he keeps doing here. Like, I'm going to keep telling you guys, promote his channel so he does this more often. Okay, so please show that there's the go subscribe to his channel. Again, you're not gonna regret subscribing to Harris Sultan. Anyways, objective reality. Thank you so much,
hey,
Harris.
Harris,
Thank you for being here. But go on.
Ozili, okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Harris, I'm a big fan, by the way, and I think you're doing fantastic work.
Yes.
And by the way, I think your movement is very, very important for India, and it's also important for Pakistan. Obviously, you're doing it for Pakistan, but I really think, I felt really hopeful when you guys really started your work. Just knowing that there are ex-Muslims out there makes me very optimistic about the future, right? Well, that's just what I wanted to say. And coming back to what you guys are talking about right now,
all I want, I just want to say, all I want are some progressive, modern, secular Indians. Like I sometimes get raided by Hindutva folks. I mean, I obviously I welcome all love wherever it comes from. But again, I feel like I'm always being forced to give my position that I'm not on the side of those who want to target Muslims. And I know there's a huge percentage of Indian population that would agree with my views, but again, maybe because they irk when they see someone attacking Islam, because they see Hindutva attacking Islam and Muslims so often, so they try to stay away from ex-Muslims. I think what ex-Muslim community needs, especially in the context of India and Pakistan, is a support of, again, we experience that in the West as well, and we're experiencing that in India as well, the sane-minded, liberal, secular people to come out and support ex-Muslims. But again, we always get support from Hindutva gang, and it kind of hinders the progress. But, yeah.
No, I really think, because I'm just repeating something that I had mentioned to Armin, but what you'll really see is that obviously, you guys obviously draw the interest of the Hindutva people, because they you guys both are really attacking Islam in a way, but they're also but your approach is more more refined, right? So these guys are very on the ground. They have their own turf wars, these guys are really in those societies, right? And for them, they really don't know all the nuances, the intellectual arguments, how to approach it. But I think that's something that you guys can bring to them as well without alienating them, from a sense that a lot of people really don't like Muslims because they think Muslims aren't correctable, right? Just the fact that they know that ex-Muslims exist means that those guys are also going to be less
right.
What do you say?
And the biggest try to say that we are still as bad as they are, because they don't want people to have hope. They don't want the people that say like once a Muslim, always a Muslim, because they want to take that hope away, because they want that bigotry to stay there.
And also I think while I don't agree with this entire Kali fiasco, but overall I think what you've really achieved is
whatever you call celebration. It, yeah, okay.
You're an objective realist. You gotta agree.
No. See, I don't mind it. I don't care about it. But I'm just saying that you could have made your point more subtly instead of. I think that was subtle enough, but I'd still say that you could have gone a little further in terms of keeping those guys on your side.
I don't want them. I don't want bigots on my side.
No. See, I get it. See, what you've done is you've exposed their bigotry. That they would react that way. You've shown everybody that they would react that way. But the point is that see, they're listening to you. That's the best part, right? You had them on your. They were listening to you.
Didn't they?
I'll tell you what.
What did you? No. They discovered me because of Kelly. They weren't listening to me.
No. Sure. That's
the vast majority of them discovered me because of Kelly.
Yeah, but see, for example, that Kali picture already existed out there, but it was because those guys were already listening to you that it spread in their circles. I mean, you really have to look at how Twitter
but
works.
the
right?
vast majority of these people now
Sure.
know. Yeah,
Sure.
so it's the opposite. Yeah.
Sure.
You know what?
I mean, I'd say there's both.
I want to make a point in that. I get your point. You're saying that those people, and I mean, might not have experienced that, but I have experienced for a very long time. I mean, as I said, 45 now. Even I think last month, something like I think 50% of my viewers came from India, right? So those people are listening to me, so I understand that. But there are two ways of looking at it. Once I keep milking them, I'm getting 110,000 views a day. I can keep milking that, and I can keep my mouth shut. And when I supported Armin, my views went down from 110,000 views per day to something like 50,000 or maybe 55,000. That's a hit I took because of you, Armin. But you know what? I don't regret that, because from time to
guys,
time,
go subscribe to Harry Sultan right now to make it back right now. Every single one of you, every single one of you, go subscribe to Harry Sultan right now.
Let me finish my point. So but this is not just Armin, like this is something that I've been doing for a very long time, because when people come and watch 2 or 3 of my videos, when I'm not discussing, it's not Hinduism is not the point, and they see me making fun of Pakistani clerics and some Pakistani Muslims, and they think, oh, this guy belongs to us, right? He's us. And then, because not everyone watches every video, which is fair enough. I don't expect them to. So they don't understand my whole view. So I could actually either milk it, but this is the reason why I actually created the whole playlist on Hinduism in India. After a very long time, I created that playlist. I thought, I need to put it there because, and not because Muslims were asking me, what about Hinduism? Not because of that, but I wanted, and it's also a matter of my integrity and credibility as well. But I also wanted those Hindutva people who are those kind of people, once a Muslim, always a Muslim, they want to take the hope away. They want to attack, they want to keep the bigotry going. Now I'm looking at there are 53 videos on that playlist, which are all obviously attacking the far right Hindutva bigots. But you saying that we should just keep it because they're listening to us or be a bit subtle? No, I don't think so. I think we have to stay true to what we believe in. If you like it, support us. And but guess what? This is a sexy part. A lot of people have actually changed their views as well. A lot of my patrons and members, mostly YouTube members, not patrons, but a lot of my members are actually these Indians who actually were, very far right kind of fans, but they agree with me. They're still supporting me with money as well. So I would rather want them than if you have too far gone in your bigotry and hatred, good riddance.
No. I mean, in my view, as I said, I mean, I have more hope for correction in the Muslim community. Correction as in reformation in the Muslim community through ex-Muslims than Hindutva could ever achieve, right? Or far right or any of these things. So it's impossible. I mean, I think you guys are in a better position and you guys can actually achieve it. I mean, I have absolute confidence in that.
We have achieved it.
We already showing some amazing.
And we have achieved it actually with the far-right nationalists in North America and Western Europe. We have managed to get a lot of them that were trying to use the anti-Islam bandwagon to promote their bigotry. We have managed to actually steal the anti-Islam narrative from them and change a lot of their opinions and make sure that the anti-Islam narrative is not used to promote bigotry. That's why I'm saying we need to jump into the anti-Islam narrative and take it away from them, because if we don't do anti-Islam activism, then it's going to be used by the people who want to promote hatred. So now we're going to try to steal that platform from Hindutva as well, because Islam is disgusting and vile, but the bigots are trying to use the vileness of Islam to try to promote the idea that Muslims themselves should be hated. So to take that away from them, what the leftists would try to do, they try to say, no, Islam is okay. We don't do that. What we try to do is we try to take because Islam is so obviously vile, we want to be the people that tell people that Islam is vile while introduce them to the idea that we could also protect Muslims from harm, from persecution, from discrimination, while we tell people how vile Islam is, right? So we want to steal that away from the bigots. We want to steal that platform away from the bigots. We did that in North America and Western Europe. Many times we were successful, many times we weren't. We want to do the same thing in India as well. And by the way, Doc678 is saying Indian leftists are afraid of losing Muslim votes. That's why they don't support ex-Muslims. Indian leftists often take pro-Islamist stances. Thank you so much for the 100 rupee super chat. But go on, sir.
I just want to make 2 points, right? So I mean, like, I've been following you guys for like about a year now. I mean, Apostate Prophet, Harris also, Ghalib also, right? Because I really see hope in you guys. I mean, I just watch it for hope. That's all I see, right? But beyond that, I mean, I've been monitoring your chats for a while, and I always used to feel embarrassed myself when I see all these right wingers say, you know, Jai Shri Ram, as if it's a rallying call on your chats, right? It's embarrassing. It's I mean, yeah, it's not exactly the same, but it's almost the same. But I mean, so it's embarrassing because it's really out of place. I mean, even if you're justifying it, it's really out of place. And seeing that, I don't think any actual Muslim who's willing to change also will you know, actually stay on your channels or even listen to you. And that's really where your message should be directed, right? So in that sense, I really think getting rid of these guys is a good correction for you.
Guess what? But you know, the funny thing is, because they hate Islam so much, it's like our content is so addictive for them. So even though we went after Kalima and they hated it, but they still keep coming back. They still keep coming back to watch it. So
I mean, yeah, and I don't want to get rid of them. I hope some of them stay and consider.
I want to change it, but I would
yeah.
want them to know about our values instead of me adopting their bigoted values. You know, but there, as I said, you know, like, okay, not all hashtag.
Exactly. You can stay here. You can stay here as long as you know what we stand for.
Yeah.
No, as I said, like, I mean, for example, even like if I look back at my posts, like my Facebook posts, right? I've become less. What do you say? Like, you know, critical of. I mean, I was never bigoted, but I've become less critical of these like Hindu-Muslim politics and everything, purely because seeing you guys means that I don't have to do it myself. I don't have to criticize Islam.
Wait,
As a Hindu, I don't have to criticize.
We need help. We can't do, like, what do you mean? We need, like, it's
always better coming from you guys. It's always better coming from you guys.
No. Okay, man. Here's the thing. I didn't check if I'm a ex-Hindu before I started going after Hindus.
Sure. Yeah.
Bad ideas are bad. You don't need the background and bad ideas for you to be like, what? Have you ever been a white supreme sandwich person? I'm not going to say the full thing because YouTube doesn't like it. Have you ever been one of those?
No.
I don't think I don't think it's technically possible. Do you need to be one of those people to call it out as, you know, bullshit? No, you don't.
No.
Okay, Islam is so obviously bullshit that you don't need to be have been an ex-Muslim. You don't need years of experience being a Muslim to call out Islam as bullshit. You don't need that. You should call out bad ideas everywhere. You don't need to check your skin color. You don't need to check your ethnicity. You don't need to check your backgrounds. Bad ideas need to be targeted and eradicated everywhere you find them. Do not need any excuses for that.
But the biggest condition is you gotta remain consistent, though. See, a lot of people do that, but again, the moment, because in your case, the moment people get a hint that, oh, so he has this Hindutva agenda behind it, that's when you start losing your credibility. But if you stay like, oh, yeah, I'm a neutral, and I think that's why atheists are actually very lethal for everyone, because we're like, we don't care. I mean, I'm happy to talk, but I do sympathize with you, and I know, I mean, it's easier said than done, but it always is a little bit harder for an outsider to do it. I mean, unfortunately, that's just the world we live in. I mean,
hey, I'm an outsider of Hinduism.
Yeah, but that's why but that's why you would always be called, you know, like, oh, you know, as Tariq Fateh said, you know, this Persian, and they have the view.
It didn't bother me. It didn't stop me. It didn't stop me.
But not everyone is like you. But again, sooner or later, you're still going to end up spending most of your time on Islam anyway. Again, maybe not your case, but in my case as well. No matter how much I talk about Sexy Cali, but I would end up talking more about that, and same with other people as well. But people like Robert Spencer, etc., they would always get accused. People like Tommy, what was the British guy's name? Tommy Robinson? No, Tommy Robinson. No,
Robinson.
Is that Tommy Robinson?
Tommy
Yeah, Tommy
Robinson.
Robinson.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Total black.
Now
yeah,
we're gonna get
Tommy-
now we're gonna get deprioritized for just mentioning his name.
Oh, damn it. What about Tommy and Robinson? I'm talking about two people. Oh, no, see, I didn't get it. The name, okay, well, I don't know.
No,
Miss Marie is saying something else. Miss Marie is saying something else.
Tommy Robin Hood.
Yeah, but those guys always face a little bit more. I understand that it's a little bit easier for us as ex-Muslims to go full on Islam. I mean, so I do understand. I do understand. But again, but if you can stay consistent, if you are genuinely, like, if you are an atheist, you don't have this Hindutva agenda behind it, then your message will stick a little bit more.
Here's the thing, though. If we're trying to normalize dissent, okay? If a white guy comes and tells me that, hey, I like you going after Islam, and I want you to do it because I, as a white cis man, I don't think it would be as accepted as talking against Islam as much as they would accept it from you. I would say to that person, then you have to say it more. Then you have to say it more because we have to normalize what is not accepted. So if they accept it from me and they don't accept it from you, then your dissent right now is more important than my dissent.
Yeah, but you did say that everyone. I don't know. I think where did you and I have this conversation that everyone should be an activist? And I'm like, no, it's just not practical. Not everyone can be activists.
Okay, but I'm saying that it's not that you should. I'm just saying that there's more reasons to. Yeah, good correction. Yeah. You don't have to do any of this. Yeah. You don't need to do any of these things. We're just inviting you. Anywhere that I said should in this entire live stream, go and replace it in your memory. I encourage you to. Not you don't use. There's no should.
So I mean, let me just say that. So by the way, I voted for the right once. Like my last elections, I actually voted for the right, and I voted for the right purely because, I mean, there are plenty of reasons. I mean, you don't actually have to subscribe to Hindutva to vote for the right. But there are also good reasons why. I mean, Hindutva makes good arguments. I mean, if you look at what do you say I mean, today it becomes more and more irrelevant, right? Like, for example, Tariq Fatah, I think, is irrelevant today, and his arguments are also bullshit because you guys have better arguments. So you guys made that guy irrelevant, but he was fashionable at a time when nobody was talking about Islam, right? Mm-hmm. And also there are plenty of people who were talking about Islam who were like sort of they would never call themselves ex-Muslims. I mean, they would want to be within the Islamic community because there are plenty of dangers to even leaving it or being an open apostate. So I wouldn't. I mean, you guys like had a video where you guys like really shit on Tariq Fateh, and I don't mind. I mean, like, obviously, why do I care? But I still think that at least he allowed me to think that, you know what, it is possible to criticize Islam, right? And especially in India, the problem is secularism is also.
Did he ever criticize Islam though?
Very badly practiced.
But did he ever criticize Islam though? He always said this mullah's Islam is different from Allah's Islam.
That's step one. At least that's better than not criticizing anything at all.
Armin would rip that apart as dishonesty on steroids.
Today. But back then, I mean, and also you have to realize that your audience is very, very limited. But Tariq Fateh reaches millions, right? He's on primetime television. So if he's appealing to certain people and in the process being able to reach a larger audience, I think he's achieving some result. Today he's irrelevant. Today his arguments are irrelevant.
I mean, it's kind of like saying that some people in the United States who think Islam is A-okay, they discovered that Islam actually has problems through right-wing bigots, for example. But that shouldn't use any endorsement towards.
I wouldn't say so. I wouldn't say so. I mean, like, for example, I think he sort of set the ground for you guys in a way. Not necessarily, but I would say so because, for example, your argument is that, you know, I tore the Quran. That's my kind of activism, so that other people can talk about it. So I'm taking the heat. I'm pushing the boundary. I think at a time when there was no boundary for criticizing Islam, he sort of at least gave people a rope to pull.
No, you know what? I'll tell you why this doesn't apply here. You know, I don't think any of the ex-Muslim activists were ever inspired by people like Tariq Fatah. They're more likely to take the names of Salman Rushdie or Mariam Namazi or probably people like Richard Dawkins, etc., even though he didn't come from a Muslim background and didn't face the same challenges as most of the ex-Muslim activists. But sorry, Hinduism is holding back India. It's filled superstition and nonsense. Islam is problem too in India, but we can't ignore Hinduism. Yeah, look, I mean, thank you very much. Thank you very much.
So Hinduism is a bigger threat to India than Islam. Islam is a major threat to Pakistan, but to India, Hinduism is a greater threat. But go on. Sorry. Go on.
I'm not. Yeah. Okay.
You're saying
Yeah. So we actually got our most of us got our inspiration. I mean, I always say, like, when I saw Mariam Namazi on BBC first time in 2007 or something, I was like, whoa, what, this woman? Whoa. I actually became aware of Tariq Fatah. Tariq Fatah is known so little in Pakistan. When I told some of my family members he was big time in India, but they were like, who's Tariq Fatah? People, this guy had no reach in Pakistan. So if you want to talk about, this is my biggest criticism of Tariq Fatah is the only thing he has achieved is he's created this hatred for Muslims in far-right Hindu gangs. That's all he's achieved. So, whether that's millions or 100 tens of millions, because, India is a pretty huge country. So that's irrelevant. But our message is probably more likely to resonate with, even though, look how critical I am of Pakistan. But, there's so many people who, my number is in last month got 600,000 views in Pakistan on my Urdu channel. That's 600,000 views. That's over 500,000. Fair enough. Some people might be watching it 3 times, 4 times. I don't know. So 100,000. Let's just say 100,000 people listen to me. So I don't think Tariq Fatah has that kind of a reach because his message was wrong. The biggest difference is we say Islam is bad. Go after it because people change. People evolve. Sure. He says Muslims. These guys are bad. That's what there's a fundamental flaw in his ideology, and I think that's just blown up and it's becoming irrelevant.
The other way, the opposite of what you said.
I'll tell you another thing. For example, I have my right-wing views because I'm a conservative, like an Indian conservative, right? So and also I agree with certain ideas of Hindutva because we've really had a problem before, from the sense that for example, even our secularism is like. It's not the scientific secularism where you separate church and state because people can make the right arguments. You get to hear everybody out, and then everybody gets to choose what's right for everybody, right? So that's how democracy works, and that's how that's what you call enlightenment values and all of that. So, but in India, secularism doesn't work like that. And that's very unfortunate. And this is my this is why I don't think India is a secular country. In a strict sense, not because of what you guys say.
It's not binary. It's not binary. No. It's more secular and less secular.
No, it's sort of like this. It's
more secular than Pakistan, less secular than Canada. Yeah.
If you compare it to an Islamic country, then yes. But the Indian idea is the Hindu idea of secularism, right? So the Hindu idea or Gandhi's idea of secularism is that you don't criticize bad ideas, right? You allow bad ideas to persist, to each his own. Right, and another thing is we have a violent Islam in India, from a sense that I think
did Gandhi say that? Did Gandhi say that? That's a terrible idea.
Which one? To each his own, you mean to say?
Yeah. So don't criticize the bad idea.
Yeah. So he see the entire idea. Gandhi was a practicing Hindu, and he was. And he had plenty of bad ideas. And he allowed plenty of bad ideas in Islam to,
One of his most famous quotes is the opposite of what we said. He said, like, "I love your Christ, but not your Christians." And I was like, we say the exact opposite. We say like, the problem is that Christians are we support the Christians and the Muslims and the Hindus, but we fight against Islam, Hinduism, and Christianity. Yeah. So it's not. Yeah, we support the people. We love the people. Yeah.
So in that sense, I think Hindutva and you guys have a common ground. Because you guys have the same objective at some level. Yeah, there might be divergences. I really think those guys are open to argument. Not the guy on the street. But I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what. In Islam, you have your authority, right? Your your authority is the Quran, it's Muhammad, it's your interpreters and scholars and all of that nonsense, right? So that's your religious authority. In India, who's religious authority for Hindus? We guys, right? Educated young Hindu boys, young people. That's it. We are the authority. So if I'm better educated than the guy on the street, whatever I tell him, I'm his authority in terms of religion. That's really how it works everywhere. So if you can convince us, we're already on board.
But the ordinary guy, I mean, we know that most people are those who are ordinary guy. And Gibson, thank you very much for your super chat of 100 rupees. Gandhi used to call Hitler brother. There was another famous Pakistani poet. I don't know about Gandhi, but there's another Pakistani poet who actually went to Nazi Germany and was awarded. But anyway, I think objective can tell us more. But anyway, I forgot what I was saying. But yeah, go on.
Sorry, sorry, I distract you with this.
No, that's okay. It wasn't important, but yeah.
No, but I don't think we share common goals. I think that what we're trying to do actually. By the way, thank you so much for being a new member, Amir Hassan. I really think that thank you. What these people are trying to do is the opposite. Of the opposite of what we were trying to do, because if we are successful, they're gonna have less excuses for the bigotry. The bigotry is the goal.
No. See, I'll tell you what. There's a lot of religion is less important than politics in India. So what essentially happens is the Hindutva is again very, very political, from a sense that you had a monopoly of
But can I actually address that? This is why I think a lot of these Hindutva people are more interested in collectively blaming the Muslims as a group than promoting Hinduism. And what they're trying to do is they're trying to use Islam as a way to demonize Muslims, right?
True.
So we understand that this is political, and we're trying to come and provide an alternative way of looking at Islam and being anti-Islam in the way that these Hindutva people can't use it for their political goals. And that's why I think our goals are not in line at all.
No,
I think that's why now they see us as a threat rather than allies, because we're using their weapons against the political goals that they have, right? We're their number one political enemies. We will become their number one political enemies.
No, I mean, you should be uncompromising with your values, right? You should be uncompromising with your values, and I support you guys there. But I think as far as you can use each other, I think you should use each other, because at the end of the day, I think
I think that would make her that would jeopardize our sincerity if we get mixed with their kind of anti-Islam. Like I would, again, this is not just a Hindutva people, right? Whenever I get invited on a far right channel or a conservative channel in Western countries to come and tell people about Islam, they usually get something that they didn't expect, and that's why I don't get invited anymore, because they come and like, hey, come look, this ex-Muslim is going to tell our Republican audience or conservative audience why we should tell us how dangerous Islam is. Look at this ex-Muslims and this anti-Islam activist tell our audience how horrible Islam is. And I tell them on their TV channels, on their shows, that Islam is a threat to society for the same reason Christianity is a threat to society. I would tell that on their channel, and they hate me for it. And I tell them on their channel that we fight Islam. The best way to fight Islam is to befriend Muslims, right? And I say that, yes, Islam is a horrible religion that needs to be wiped off the planet, but it's also true that anti-Muslim bigotry is a real thing, and we call out anti-Muslim bigotry the same way that we call out Islam. And this is like, oh my God, this is not the token ex-Muslim that we thought we were going to get, and that's why you don't get invited back. But I do that, and then they realize that I'm not actually their ally, okay? But I do that. I lose allies like this on the far right and other places as well, not just with the Hindutva. Right?
MJ made a very good point. He said that's literally like joining Nazis to fight communists, which the West, the Allies, actually did. And look what happened. We had a Cold War for next, I don't know, 30, 40 years or so, I totally get your point. Actually, I think Armin wants to go through all the super chats. Armin, you want to go through all the? There were 3 or 4 there.
Yes, I'm gonna go. Doc 678 is saying Gandhi supported the Caliphate fanatics. Thank you so much for the super chat. Terrell is saying in Europe we express. No. Where's the first one? I think there is value in expressing Enlightenment values through cultural imagery, not to do revivalism, but precisely to make them universal. Then the second part of this is saying in Europe we express it through the imagery of the French Revolution. If Enlightenment values is a tenant, I think. It's a tent. The French Revolution is the European stake of the tent, and then it continues. For India, Salman Rushdie pointed out. Wait, you're getting so many Susannas here. For India, Salman Rushdie pointed out in a non-religious text called Natya Shastra, Brahma defends actors against demons who were offended by theater. Okay, I'm losing the plot here. And here's the last part. Natya Shastra. Okay, can you read this last one?
Natya Shastra is about how to perform theater that is not like Vedas or Gita. So this is a metaphor to say that good theater cannot be done without freedom of expression. I think Objective Reality might be able to tell us more about Natya Shastra. But
these Indian names, man. God of War, thank you for becoming a new member. And hey, okay, so go. Sorry.
Before you go into Natya, I wanted to finish my point before that. What I was saying that, so it is actually problematic, and trust me, I know exactly how to manipulate crowd. I've actually learned that. I've observed people and I've learned how to manipulate crowd. I can make videos about praising Virat Kohli. I can make videos praising the great Indian culture. Not that I actually love Virat Kohli, but I don't want. I'm always walking on these eggshells where I don't want to give wrong impression to people, because people might think, oh, he's sucking up, and so we can get subscribers. You know how Indian mentality works on nationalism, especially nationalism is sucking up. Somebody quoted, someone said, when Alan Donald says that my favorite batsman is Brian Lara, not Sachin Tendulkar, they get a million dislikes. And if he had said Sachin Tendulkar, they would have gone up. I know it's a painful journey for us in a sense that, we have to stick true. And I've said it over and over again throughout my activism, that the most important thing to me is my intellectual integrity, because the moment I've lied on purpose, not because I'm saying that, I'm a very honest guy, like I might lie to my partner or my friends about little lies. But the moment I lie or slip up on camera in front of public, I'll lose all my credibility. So we just cannot compromise on our values just because, we might think that, Hindutva, we can find allies in that, and, we share the common goal. No, we may have the common. No, we actually don't have a common goal, because their goal is something else. They, as I said, the most annoying thing for me is like when a Hindu says, we have to go back to our roots. I'm in love with our roots, our tradition, our culture. Go get out. So you want to build that kind of a utopia? I'm not interested. For me, but from where we're looking at, it's like replacing Islamism to Hindu Rashtra. Even though I grant you that both are not equally horrible, but they're not aligned. So that's why it's harder, but we'll go with it.
So, just to summarize my perspective on the same thing. I would say that one thing is you have to be in front of even the hardliners. You have to sort of like a division of labor, right? I think Armin can be the provocateur, and somebody else could be what do you say? Who more friendly to the the Hindutva guys, because I'll tell you what. It's just having you guys in our faces means that it's going to disarm us. It feels like we don't have to do the job anymore, or even those guys. I'm saying even those guys don't have to do the job anymore.
Okay, no. I'm gonna.
I get your point. No, you don't have to repeat it. I got your point. I'm
building an army. I'm building an army, an international army of atheists. I can't do this by myself.
Right? And another thing is, I'll tell you my position on Hindutva, right? Just so that you guys know that I'm not one of those guys, or I'm one of those guys, however you might perceive it. So I mean, for me, it's not about revivalism, but more about renaissance, right? So that's a. I don't want to go back to the past, but I want to build on what is there. Or I mean, like for example, you have Greek architecture. I want to get back to like India is an architectural wasteland. It's like disgusting, the architecture, right? I want it to become better. I mean, for example, we have great arts that have been lost, and we want to bring them back. That's really how I see, and I also see a lot of people taking pride in the fact that they're Hindus today. I mean, their culture. I don't mean to say the ethnicity or like it doesn't make you special. And I'll tell you another thing. One of the reasons, I mean, when I was younger, again, this is a little fatalistic, but I used to be in school, and and I have fantastic Muslim friends. From a sense that I've probably 100 Muslim friends, and I really love them, and definitely I would love them more than any Hindutva character out there, because I don't know them and it doesn't matter to me, right? And taking this stance means that I'm answerable to them also, right, for life. I mean, I can't defend Hindutva and be like, what, if something were to happen to my friends, what, I'm the person who has to defend them before anybody else. But I would say that the 100 people that I'm friends with are like gems, right? I've had to go through life selecting the best of people who are the most liberal people, and probably some of them would be ex-Muslims, but they wouldn't call themselves out there. I just know one guy who is probably
final point.
Yeah. But I would say that, a lot of Indian Muslims have this problem with the assumption that they are Turkish, Persian, and Arab, right? So they have this pride. They have pride. I mean, I don't know if Hindus have pride, but a lot of Muslims have pride that they're Turkish, Persian, and Arab, where their genetics probably, I mean, they look like me, and they cannot possibly be. What do you say?
Same thing in Iran. A lot of people think they're pure Aryans, and they're not, definitely not.
Yeah, I mean, see,
who gives a fuck? Who gives a flying fuck?
But I'll tell you what, that adds to why some people want.
What?
You screaming, giving flying fucks to everyone. It doesn't like it.
It doesn't like it, but it likes.
It doesn't like Tommy Robinson, but it likes that.
No, I mean it doesn't like this one either. But using the big H or the big N, or those are like huge. Those are like.
Anyway, like one last point, and I'll be out. So what I wanted to say was there was even one of your patrons, I think Ikram Ahmed, was also talking about it. Ikram Ahmed. He was talking about it a couple of maybe a few videos ago about Javed Akhtar, right? So Javed Akhtar is a fantastic guy. I mean, he had an interview on Dawn, and I'm sure he is more of a nationalist, and he's somebody that I would associate myself with than even Hindutva also. But unfortunately, he's one of the only ex-Muslims that I would really, that I know, right? So I need more ex-Muslims in India. Ex-Muslims in India means that Hindutva, that's going to disarm, people on the fence, right? There's a silent majority, as people say, in the Hindutva camp also, who is just there because they're very fatalistic about that there doesn't seem to be anybody leaving Islam in India, right? If we see people leaving Islam in India, then it will be like, okay, that makes sense. There's a significant number of people who will not be Muslims for perpetually. They won't be asking, they won't feel like they're Turkish perpetually. They won't feel like they're Persian perpetually. They won't feel like they're Arab perpetually.
What's going to slow that down is the behavior of Hindutva people, because a lot of Muslims I actually speak with are actually very liberated, modern, and I say you're not even a Muslim, dude. You're more ex-Muslim than I am in a sense. But they're like, no, they feel the need. Okay, the larger Muslim community will be demonized. The families will be demonized, and they will be. They just feel that again. That creates a tribalistic culture. When we have tribalistic people running around naked. They want to act like ancient tribesmen.
Hey,
that's what
there's nothing wrong with running around naked.
It actually reminds me of a very nice quote from Owen Wilson's movie Shanghai Nights. He says something like this. He said, hey, if running around naked is savage, then by God, you're sitting right next to the biggest savage or something. So no, there's nothing wrong with that. But I'm saying that if you're going to act like mindless people, like that is probably better. If you're going to act very tribalistic, then that obviously that's going to.
You guys should really like highlight Javed Akhtar. I mean, that's why I just wanted to make that as the last point. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, this is your fifth last point.
Really wants
this
to
is
kick
your
me out.
fifth last point.
Amin really wants to kick me out. Hey, dude, I have so much to say, man. That's why I do this. But probably, I mean, eventually I'm going to run out of
last
point.
Guys, I'm one of the biggest supporters of nudists. I was actually making a point of acting primitive. So whatever that is, like there's not. I was joking. Yeah. No. It's Chaos and Eros is the wrong example. This is what we're gonna watch every single word, and somebody might jump on it. But fair.
Especially but this is one thing the Muslim YouTubers are better at than Hindu people. They they edit the things that even after you add clarification, they're not ever charitable enough to include the entire context, and then they tell us to take things out.
Like you did with me the other day. I mean, we had a conversation previously, and you made a shorter video. Ex-Muslim schools, Hindu atheist. It was almost like that.
Wait, what are you talking about? That was that short clip was about me highlighting my point. I wasn't even highlighting anything you said.
No, I mean, sure, but
I didn't misrepresent you. I didn't highlight anything you were saying.
I agree with you. I still agree with your point. So I mean, that's fine. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Wait, did I misrepresent you in that clip?
No. It just seemed like you were schooling me. That's all it is.
No. I was just in love with what I was saying myself.
I know. Yeah. I think you suffer with a God complex yourself. I mean, obviously everybody getting out of God means that you.
No, I have the live chat here to constantly correct me and telling me when I'm being an idiot to adjust for that. So, and I also have Susanna who calls me out on everything all the time. So
true. No, but the last point that I was still making, I still haven't finished it, which is Javed Akhtar, right? You guys really have to bring Javed Akhtar on board, because I mean, even being on the Hindutva side, I really think Javed Akhtar is like he's definitely an atheist, man. I mean, he's not a Tariq Fateh, right? So, and he's also very, very rational. He's a rationalist. I don't care about being an atheist, right? I mean, you guys right now have this fight to negate being a Muslim, from a sense that it's difficult. So you guys are signaling that it's possible. But I mean, as a Hindu, I've never felt it, and I don't feel the need to be an ex-Hindu, right? But I would say I would call myself a scientific rationalist or an atheist. That's good enough for me.
But you do know, like one day I just woke up and I realized, and I heard in the news or something, or some viral video or something, saying Javed Akhtar said he didn't even say I'm an atheist. He basically crapped on Islam. Just out of nowhere, like he might have been like this for a very long time, but I think nearly 4 or 5 years ago he came out as the atheist, or as an atheist, didn't he?
He was always an atheist,
right?
No, but he never came out.
Guys, that's the last point. I'm just gonna make it one point, okay? First of all, I don't have a God complex. It's just I'm constantly telling everybody that I'm wrong about many things.
You're a narcissist. Right? That's what you are.
What the fuck are you talking about? I'm constantly telling everybody that I'm wrong. It's the reason why I might come off as a narcissist is because so many people that I have to deal with are absolute fucking morons, and everybody will feel superior when they have to deal with morons all the fucking time, every day, right? So it's not because I'm that great. It's because I look amazing when compared to these fucking idiots every fucking day. So that's
I want to say something about Armin. I actually want to say something about Armin, and I think I was talking with Razib as well, and I gave him, I think in Kushal's podcast, I gave him Armin. I met him once, actually a couple of times in Europe. That's the only time when I met him, and I found that this guy is a chronic rationalizer. If something doesn't make sense, he will come. It doesn't matter. He could argue with you 12 hours straight. This guy is a freak in that sense. But you know what? The moment you put a good argument in front of him, he says, "I changed my position." I've actually on a couple of things he changed positions. when we were in, I think we were talking about something. I can't remember. It was something to do with certain intelligent animals or something. I can't remember what it was. And then anyway, there was something that you said that you wouldn't talk about it publicly. Remember Rebecca's room?
Yeah,
we were getting that one. All right. So actually, you know what? I'm actually going to talk about it in my book.
Okay, good.
But actually, I might quote you. I'll bring it up. But so the point is, when he's right, when we are speaking with morons, it actually seems like the other person seems like a narcissist. Like how many times I get comments from these Hindutva folks downstairs. He's like, well, Harris thinks he knows everything. I don't claim to know everything. But if you're going to argue with me, I'm not just going to give up by saying, no, I should just take it to your face value. No. I'm going to argue, right?
No, I mean, if you're right, you're right. I don't mind that. As I said, I mean, I claim objective reality, but obviously, I mean, everything I'm saying is subjective.
Yeah.
Right?
Look at this. The person that now calls himself objective reality is telling us that we have a God complex. What the-
Anyway, I mean, you guys can crap on Hinduism all you want, but I'd say something that you can take out of the. I'm not giving you permission, man. Fuck off. Anyway, so there's this something you can still pick out of the Hindu ethos, right? Is that I mean, there are so many proto-religions in Hinduism. And yet they are fairly it's still possible for them to sort of get along. And how do they get along?
Is this your another last point? Are you making another
last
point?
point?
This is feedback. This is feedback for you.
Right? It's not a point.
It's not a point. It's a feedback.
Okay, we really have to end this. Okay, like seriously.
Yeah, done. So I mean, I'll tell you what the fundamental problem is, and the problem is it's not with religion or atheism. It is the fact that it's being convinced that you're right, and that makes everybody else wrong, right? That conviction is far worse than whatever most religions do.
Yes. Make skepticism
is.
cool again. That's what the thing should be. Make skepticism. We should normalize. We should make skepticism like more people
we
being.
should normalize agreeing to disagree also, right? So
I do not agree to disagree. I agree that you are no. I do not agree to disagree. If you're wrong, fuck your ideas. Right?
No, I mean, I'm saying he could be wrong because he comes from a different perspective, right? All of those things, there are plenty of reasons why they could be wrong. And
if you're wrong, I only agree. If you're wrong, I'm only going to agree that you're a fucking moron and that you're wrong and that you have to change your opinions at some point. That's what I would agree. I do not agree to disagree. But I do agree that I could be a moron as well on many things that I believe in. And I hope that you guys could change my opinions on things that I'm a moron about.
As long as you don't get violent, I think that's fine. You can say whatever you want. That's freedom of speech, right? So that's fine. That's good enough. Let's work with that.
Why is somebody spamming? I'm going to ban this guy. All right, let me just ban this guy before I end this live stream. Anyways, guys, like and subscribe. Don't just subscribe to Atheist Republic. Also go and subscribe to Harris Sultan. Go just search Harris Sultan and subscribe. Do it both of them now. Do it now. Every single one of you. I'm looking at you. Yes, you. Do it now.
See you, Harris. Good talking to you.